It's like you knew. It's like you knew. The second I hit go live, you showed up. What the fuck, Tippy? Oh my god. The second I hit live. Alright, just gotta move some windows around. Hi, everybody. Somebody posted a full version of Rock and Roll on here. We're gonna watch song. Oh. So I know Shout Factory owns the rights to it. Are you still able? Is that something that I would be able to do, or would I get dinged if I tried? Hello, Artie. Hello, Adam. See, Artie, I wasn't gonna give up without a fight. Oh, I should probably move the. It's the mic is currently sitting on its side because I don't know what happened. It just came off its stand. So there's just a whole bunch of technical difficulties this morning or this afternoon, evening. Well, you know what I mean. Oh, I should probably move that. With my mime work. The glasses making a comeback. It's been 6 months since we read, because I was going back to do a copy paste of the disclaimer, I guess that would be, to say, hey, this isn't just a read through. This is the only way I can get away with reading it is because of all the breaks and talking with chat and stuff like that. So if that's what you're looking for, wrong place. And I noticed the last one was 6 months ago, and I think it was a Hunchback one, crazy enough. Oh, hi, Zach! Oh, no! What are you chewing on? Oh, no! God damn it, Tippy! She was chewing on one of the old classic 80s. You know how hard these are to find? You little shit. It's my fault for leaving anything where... Oh, she's pissed at me now, because here, I'm really sorry to hear that, Zach. Hello, Mega Black Socks. Here's regular paper. Regular, boring, old paper that's not worth a whole lot, so you probably won't be interested in it. There you go. Hello, Murmur. Hello, Villano. Villano? I'm always mispronouncing everybody's damn name. I apologize. Not on purpose. It's just the way my stupid brain sees words. Oh, good. You do like it. But it's wild how long it's been, because it didn't seem like it was that long, but then I wasn't able... Are you serious? She's playing with a tambourine that I've had since I was a little kid. Of course, you gotta find something that makes noise, otherwise. So she got... That's back when I was in belly dancing classes, because that was appropriate for a child to be in. Alright. Who'd I miss? Saying hello to everybody. Who'd I miss? I think I got everybody. Getting into trying to car mechanic. God, it's always a nightmare. It's one of the reasons why I'm hoping I say my name. Your name is easy to say, Artie. God, having any type of mechanical issues with your car is a nightmare. It's one of the reasons why I wish I lived in a more walkable city. Like my job's only about 10 minutes away. It was like a 10-minute drive, but it's still, I still would have to drive, especially during extreme weather. I'm not gonna ride a bike when it's snowing or when it's dead in the summer. I'll be drenched in sweat by the time I get to work. Then you get to deal with sweaty armpits and smelling great all day. Okay. I guess we will find out why it took me so long. So the blob that ate everyone This one I've actually never heard of. Is this one of the original ones? It says R.L. Stine. But I don't know if this is one with the... I guess we'll find out if it's a shadow writer or actually him. We have 33... Oh, he's going with 33 chapters. When we get a little bit farther where Tippy leaves me alone because she gets bored by the no attention, I'll show you guys the baby pigeon. She's getting so big. She's a little fatty now. Okay, chapter 1. You can't be in here. I used to believe in monsters, Alex said. She pushed her glasses up her nose. Her nose twitched. With her pink face and round cheeks, she looked like a tall, blonde bunny rabbit. When I was little, I thought that a monster lived in my sock drawer, Alex told me. You won't believe this, Zachy, but I never opened that drawer. I used to wear my sneakers without socks. Ugh! You were one of those kids. Sometimes I tried to go barefoot to kindergarten. I was too scared to open that drawer. I knew the sock monster would bite my hand off. She laughed. Alex had the strangest laugh. It sounded more like a whistle than a laugh. Whee! Whee! She shook her head, and her blonde ponytail shook with her. Now that I'm 12, I'm a lot smarter, she said. Now I know that there's no such thing as monsters. That's what Alex said to me 2 seconds before we were attacked by the monster. The end. That's a really short story. The full version of Rock and Roll is labeled as American version and was posted 11 months ago, so they aren't policing it too tightly. Okay, well, all right. We'll see if I can get away with it. We'll try it next stream. It was spring vacation, and Alex and I were collecting things. That's what we do when we can't think of anything better. Sometimes we collect weird-looking weeds. Sometimes we collect bugs or odd-shaped leaves. Once we collected stones that looked like famous people. That didn't last long because we couldn't find too many. If you get the idea that Norwood Village is a boring town, you're right. I mean, it was boring until the monster attacked. What an ending! I didn't see that coming. Oh, that's an interesting... How the hell do I pronounce... Iaroki? Alex Iaroki lived next door to me, and she's my best friend. Adam Levine? Holy shit, this is the first time we've had a celebrity. Adam Levine, who lives across town, is my best friend too. I think a person should have a lot of best friends. I'm not sure why Alex has a boy's name. It's not a boy's name. Alexandria. It's just short for it's a unisex name. I think it's short for Alexandria. That's what I just said. But she won't tell me. She complains about her name all the time, and it gives her a lot of trouble. Last year at school, Alex was assigned to a boys' gym class. How stupid are the people that they're gonna ask for the Maroon 5 origin story? Last year, Alex was assigned to a boys' gym class, and she gets mail addressed as Mr. Alex. Sometimes people have trouble with my name too. Zachy Beauchamp. There we go, Beauchamp. What is with these names? Zachy Beauchamp. I'm gonna say Beauregard. Beauregard's a much better one. My last tape... Oh, never mind, I'm an idiot. It's Beecham. I've never actually seen it spelt out. I'm a fucking moron. I'm gonna go with Beauchamp instead, not Beecham. My last name is pronounced Beecham, but no one even knows how to say it. Hey, how come you didn't do the same thing for Alex? Adam Levine, Maroon 5 are easily scarier than any horror story. Why am I going on about names like this? I think I know why. You see, when the Blob monster attacked, I was so scared I forgot my own name. I forgot how old I was a couple of years ago when somebody asked me, so I guess I can't be too too snarky about that. Nope. Alex and I decided to collect worms. Only purple worms, no brown ones. That made the search more interesting. It had rained the day before, a long, steady spring rain. Our backyards were still soft and spongy. The worms were coming up for air. They poked through the wet grass and wiggled onto the driveway. We were both crouched down searching for purple ones when I heard a loud squishy sound behind me. I spun around quickly and guessed when I saw a monster. Alex, look! She turned and the whistling sound escaped her mouth. Hooey! Only this time she wasn't laughing. That's, you think I'm joking, but that's how it looks. It's hooey! I dropped the worm I'd been carrying and took a big step back. It looked like a giant human heart. The monster made a loud squish as it bounced over the grass towards us. It bounced like a giant beach ball, taller than Alex and me, nearly as tall as the garage. It was pink and wet and throbbing. The internet's ruined me. Brum, brum, brum. It pulsated like a heart. It had 2 tiny black eyes. I'm confused because this shit usually doesn't happen. Oh, thank you, Artie. There we go. I was like, hopefully that's not too loud. Thanks, man. Video was rock and roll trailer and US movie version. And the making of? Oh, I was only ever to watch that once when I had a burned copy of the movie, and it came with it, and then it just stopped playing the making of for some reason. I gotta say, this is the first Goosebumps movie that started off with something interesting, and I thought we were gonna have like 14 chapters of them just milling around. So, good on them for getting right into the horror. On top of the pink blob, I thought I saw curled up snakes, but as I stared in horror, I realized they weren't snakes. They were thick purple veins, arteries tied together in a knot. Brum, brum, brum. The monster throbbed and bounced. Ooh, I groaned as I saw a sticky trail of white slime. Oh, come the fuck on. I saw a sticky trail of white slime it left behind on the grass. Motherfucker. This is a kid's book. Alex and I were taking giant steps backwards. We didn't want to turn our backs to the ugly thing. Terrified groans escaped my throat. Am I even on? Okay, it is page 3. I thought for sure, I was like, well shit, did I somehow manage to like go to the very end of the book? My heart was pounding 100 miles an hour. I took another step back, then another. As I backed away, I saw a crack open up in the creature's middle. At first, I thought the pink blob was cracking apart. But as the crack grew wider, I realized I was staring at its mouth. The mouth opened wider, wider, wide enough to swallow a human. And then a fat purple tongue plopped out. The tongue made a wet splat as it hit the grass. Oh, I groaned again. Stop groaning! My stomach lurched. I nearly lost my lunch, and at the end of the tongue was shaped like a shovel. A fat, sticky purple shovel. Fuck off with these words. To shovel people into its gaping mouth. Thick white slime poured from the monster's mouth. It's drooling, I choked out. Run, Alex cried. I turned and tripped on the edge of the driveway. I landed hard on my elbows and knees and looked back in time to see the drooling pink mouth opened wider as the tongue wrapped around me, pulling me in. I'm not sure what the hell's going on either, man. That'll be the next 30 chapters. I'm assuming it's a dream. That's what I'm guessing, because I was like, this is way too early to have anything going on in this fucking story. What? Okay, chapter 2. Alex stared at me, her mouth open wide. Zachy, that is awesome, she declared. Adam scratched his curly black hair and made a face. You call that scary? Oh, he wrote a story. You call that scary? He rolled his eyes. That's about as scary as Goldilocks and the Three Bears. I held the pages of my story in one hand and rolled them up and took a swing at Adam with them. He laughed and ducked out of my reach. That's an awesome story, Alex repeated. What do you call it? Adventures of the Blob Monster, I told her. Yeah, well, I guess we could have saw that coming. At least they didn't go down the dream route. They was a little different. Oh, wow, Alex exclaimed sarcastically. Did you think that up all by yourself? Alex gave Adam a hard shove that sent him tumbling onto the couch. Give Zachy a break, she muttered. The three of us were hanging out at Adam's house. We were squeezed into what his parents called the rec room. Oh, you motherfuckers have a rec room? The room was so small, and it only had a couch and a TV. It was spring vacation, and we were hanging out because we didn't know what else to do. I mean, why would you want to hang out with friends during spring break? Ugh, there were video games to play. The night before, I stayed up till midnight working on my scary story about the Blob Monster. If he was going to be an asshole to my story, I would write that the Blob Monster ate him, and it would be super gory, like ripping him in half and shit. It'd be like a late episode of Invincible. Ooh, I'll plop a gin. I need to share pics. Oh! Okay, fine by me. I want to be a writer when I grow up. I write scary stories all the time. Then I read them to Alex and Adam. Why'd you gotta give them two A names? It's gonna be a tongue tie, or it's gonna tie up my tongue. Jesus. They always react the same way. Alex always likes my stories. She thinks they're really scary. She says that all my stories are so good they give her nightmares. Adam always says my stories aren't scary at all. He says that he could write better stories with one hand tied behind his back. You only need one hand. You motherfucker. This story makes me want to rewatch The Blob. That's funny. I was kind of thinking the same thing. I was like, I kind of want to rewatch Blob again. The story makes me want to go on Grindr. Adam, you didn't tell us that you were in a scary, well, it's Adam Levine. It's supposed to be baby, but it could be our Adam. It could be baby Adam. He doesn't find anything scary. He never likes my stories. He likes to I'm sorry. Adam is big and red-cheeked and chubby. He looks a little like a bear. He likes to punch people and wrestle around just for fun. He's actually a good guy. Like, he just walks up to people and punches them. You kind of have to specify what that means, because I'm taking that probably in a way that the story doesn't mean. What's wrong with this story? I asked him. The three of us were crammed onto the couch. There was nothing else to do. Jesus Christ. Stories never scare me, Adam replied. He picked an ant off the couch arm, put it between his thumb and finger, and shot it at me. He missed. Why is there a random ant on your couch? I thought the story was really scary, Alex said. I thought you had really good descriptions. I never get scared by books or stories, Adam insisted. No, this is definitely Adam Levine. Yeah, I think this guy is me. Especially stories about dumb monsters. Well, what does scare you? Alex demanded. Nothing, Adam bragged. I don't get scared by movies either. Nothing ever scares me. And then he opened his mouth wide in a scream of horror. All three of us did. We leapt off the couch as a terrifying screech ran through the room, and a black shadow swept over the floor. Is it going to be a dog? Once flung a fire at me. It was a huge, swollen, painful bite. Oh! Fire ants. Oh, I have not come across, seen, or interacted with a fire ant since I was like in elementary school. Only takes one time to have those motherfuckers bite you, and then you're like, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm never gonna do that again. Whew. Chapter 3. My goodness, the chapters are just flying by. The shadow swooped by our feet so fast I could barely see it. I felt something brush my ankles, something soft and ghost-like. Whoa! Adam cried. I heard hurried footsteps from From the living room, Mr. Levine, Adam's dad, burst into the doorway with his curly black hair and bear-like round body. Mr. Levine looked a lot like Adam. Well, I would hope so. Sorry about that, he exclaimed. I stepped on the cat. Did it run past here? So ghosts feel like cat fur? Does that mean I'm gonna be allergic to ghosts too? Is that why I was sneezing all over the place today? We didn't answer him. We were so stunned we all burst out laughing. Mr. Levine frowned at us. I don't see what's so funny, he muttered. He spotted the cat hiding behind the couch. He picked it up and hurried away. The three of us dropped back onto the couch. I was still breathing hard, and I could still feel the brush of the cat on my ankle. See, Zachy, Adam cried. He slapped me hard on the back, so hard I nearly fell off the couch. That was a lot scarier than any story you could write. No way, I insisted. I can write a scarier story than that. The dumb cat just surprised me. Alex pulled off her glasses and wiped the lenses on her t-shirt. What a screech that cat made, she exclaimed, shaking her head. I wasn't scared at all, Adam exclaimed. That wasn't a fear of that wasn't the scream and the urine currently running down my legs. That's not a scared urine trickle. That's a not scared. That's a brave urine trickle or tinkle. Two fire ants. Oh, you were bitten by a wasp and a hornet in one summer? Ugh. Because they all got me. Why aren't you spraying yourself? Are you allergic to the what the hell? The repellent? Because I have to do that too with mosquitoes. But that's like deep in summer. That's the only time I ever see them. Probably only scare a kid. Oh yeah, Blob was the Blob remake's a lot of fun. I was just trying to scare you guys. He reached over and rubbed the palm of his hand back and forth over my head. Don't you hate it when people do that? I slugged him as hard as I could. He only laughed. Alex and I stayed for dinner. Mrs. Levine is a great cook. We always try to be around Adam's house at dinner time because she always invites us to stay. How shitty are the cooks at your house then, man? It was dark by the time Alex and I started to walk home. We had thunderstorms the day before and most of today. The lawn glistened from the rain. The wet street reflected the glow of the streetlights. I could hear the crackle of thunder somewhere far away. As Alex and I made our way along the sidewalk, cold rainwater dripped on us from the trees. Adam lives on the other side of Norwood Village. Why don't you kids have bikes? But it isn't a very long walk, only about 15 minutes. We walked for about 5 minutes when we came to a row of little shops. Hey, I cried when the antique store on the corner came into view. It's been totaled. It looks like a bomb hit it, Alex exclaimed. We stayed on the corner staring across the street at it. Part of the roof had fallen in. All of the windows were shattered. One wall had nearly caved in. The shingles on the wall and the roof had been burned black. Was it a fire? I wondered. I wonder. A sentence before it said the roof had been burned black. Guessing lightning? Or was it a fire? I wondered, leading the way across the street. Lightning, a woman voiced. I turned to see two young women on the sidewalk beside the store. It was struck by lightning, one of them said. Yesterday during the big storm, the lightning started a huge fire. What a mess, the other woman sighed. She pulled car keys from her purse. The two women disappeared around the corner, tisking about the store. Alex and I, thanks for the exposition, ladies. Oh, the original Blob is public domain. I need to look up what is in public domain, like horror-wise, because that could be fun. Watching public domain doofy movies, because like there's Night of the Living Dead, but I don't find that movie. It's not very at least not to me. Like there are some like silly things, but like Night of the Living Dead still seems like the original, a pretty solid horror movie. They're coming to get you, Barbara. But then again, I haven't seen it in a good 10 years, so maybe I'm looking at it through rose-colored glasses. Maybe it's goofier than I remember. Oh, it stinks, Alex groaned, holding her nose. It just smells burned, I replied. I glanced down and saw that I had stepped into a deep puddle. I jumped back. It's soaked everywhere, Alex murmured. From the fire hoses, I guess. A gust of wind made the front door bang. It's open, I exclaimed. The door had been taped shut. Taped with what? Scotch tape? It still holds up? See, that's what I thought. Nosferatu is definitely in public domain. Well, the original one anyway, obviously. The door had been taped shut, but the tape had broken off. A large yellow sign on the door declared in big black letters, "Danger! Keep out!" Alex, let's take a peek, I urged. No way, Zachy, stop! Alex cried. Too late. I was already inside. It has to be. It was made in 1920. Oh yeah, most definitely. Because I think now, public domain stuff, I believe things that are 1940 and back are all public domain now. So if it was made like I'm trying to remember. Is the last Tales from the Tape I used, I was trying to find, I think it was Christmas music, but I needed to find Christmas music that was in public domain, so I had to like search up what Christmas songs were in public domain. Little didn't know he was standing in the busted sewer line. Ugh! Gross. And hi, Mr. Crowley. Nice to see you. Getting stung by a tarantula hawk wasp. It's the second most painful sting on the planet. Isn't the first one like a box jellyfish or something like that? Described as blinding, debilitating, and electric. Jesus Christ. Where's a tarantula hawk wasp? So I know never to go there. Is it Australia? It seems to always be fucking Australia or some parts of Africa that have like the scariest goddamn animals on the planet. Two protagonists are sitting on the grass with the couple from the basement smiling together. Oh, that's cute. I think I've seen that picture. I'm pretty sure I have. It sounds really familiar. Anyway, chapter 4. Only 30 chapters to go, guys. I took a couple steps into the shop and waited for my eyes to adjust to the dark. Water dripped everywhere. An entire wall of shelves have toppled over, broken vases and lamps, and a small statue lay scattered on the floor. Zachy! Alex grabbed my shoulder. Zachy, get out of here, she whispered. It's really dangerous. Leave the door open, I told her. We need the light from the street. But what do you want to see? Her voice echoed over the plunk, plunk, plunk of dripping water. She grabbed my other arm and started to tug me out. Come on, you saw the sign. The whole building may fall on us. I jerked my arm away. My sneakers squished as I walked. The carpet was soaked. I just want to look around for a second, I told Alex impatiently. This is cool. This isn't cool, she argued. This is really stupid. A row of ugly antique masks stared at us from one wall. The mask was tilted at all odd angles. The other masks stared up from where they had fallen on the floor. A tall wooden clock had its face burned black. A wooden duck decoy laid on its side, burned and cracked. A creaking sound overheard made me jump. I heard Alex gasp. I raised my eyes to the ceiling. Part of it had fallen in. Was the rest of it about to collapse on top of us? Zachy, let's go, Alex urged. She backed up towards the door. Her shoes squished over the soaked carpet. A door banged loud. A door banged shut behind us. I turned and saw the wind blow it back open. Plink, plink. Cold water dripped on my shoulder. If you don't come, I'm going without you, Alex called. I mean it, Zachy. All right, I muttered. I'm coming. I just wanted to check out what happened. I guess muttered is going to be the word of the day. The haunted mask, that's what I thought too. I was like, oh, I thought they were going to mention the haunted mask as like an Easter egg, but maybe Easter eggs weren't really all that popular back then. Found in Australia and some parts of the U.S. Well, I guess I won't be visiting Australia and some parts of the U.S. then. Terrifying. Hurry, Alex urged. She was halfway out the door. I turned and started to follow her, but I stopped when I saw something on a high shelf. Hey, Alex, I called. Look. I pointed up at an old typewriter. Wow, my dad used to have one like that when I was little, I said. Zachy, I'm leaving, Alex warned. I love old typewriters, I cried. I'm gonna steal it. Look, Alex, I don't think the fire hurt it. I think it's in good shape. I just have to check it out, okay? I didn't wait for her to reply. I crossed the room, stepped up onto the shelf, and stood tiptoe to reach the typewriter. Ow! I felt a hard shock of pain. It went through my body, stunned me, took my breath away. Over my stunned cry, I heard a sharp crackle of electricity, and I bent over helpless as a bright blue flame shot around my body. Chapter 5. The future. Blue. I only saw blue, the deepest blue I'd ever seen. I'm floating in the sky, I realized. I'm weightless, and I'm floating, so touching this typewriter made him fly. Actually, now that I think about it, this kid hasn't explained what he looked like, did he? Like Zachy, I'm assuming it's a boy. The blue faded to white. Was I still floating? Was I moving at all? Was I breathing? I struggled to speak, to shout, to make any kind of sound. The white faded quickly to gray, then black. I heard myself moan. Dark, so dark now. I was surrounded by darkness. I blinked again, and I realized I was staring into the darkness of the ruined antique shop. This kid had his whole life flash before his eyes, all 12 years. I heard my name, heard Alex repeating my name. I cleared my throat and sat up. My eyes darted around the store. Zachy, are you okay? I tried to shake my dizziness away. My whole body tingled and hummed, as if an electrical current were running through me. How did I get on the floor? I asked weakly. Alex leaned over me with one hand on my shoulder. You got a shock, she said, squinting hard at me through her glasses. There must be a wire down or something. I rubbed the back of my neck. I guess that's why they say don't go into these type of places, you damn kids. Just got a typewriter. I'm living in the 20th century. I used to have one. It was a really nice one, actually. Some parts of the U.S., Silent Hill, and Raccoon City. It's all about the chocolate bunny. Tarantula Hawk is a great band name. That it is. Who pissed my pants? Alex, did you pee my pants while I was knocked out? That's very rude. I rubbed the back of my neck. I couldn't stop the strange tingling or the steady hum in my ears. It was a real bad shock, Alex said softly. I was so scared. You were inside a blue flame. Your whole body, it turned bright blue. Wow, I said, still fighting the dizziness. Your hand shot up into the air, Alex continued, and then you bent in two and fell on the floor. I thought... Her voice trailed off. Plink, plink. I could hear the drip of water again. The hum in my ears had faded. I pulled myself shakily to my feet. I stretched my arms over my head, trying to stop the strange tingling. The old typewriter caught my eye again. Zachy, what are you doing? Alex cried. I moved carefully to the shelf, stepping around the puddle of water on the carpet. I took a deep breath, stretched up on tippy toes, and pulled the old typewriter down. It weighs a ton, I cried. It's solid metal. Yeah, it's an old... Didn't this kid just say he was a fan of typewriters? So why would he be surprised that they're heavy? Fuckers are heavy. I held it in my arms and examined it. The sleek black surface caught the glow of the streetlight outside the door. The round keys poked up towards me. It's awesome, I exclaimed. This typewriter, Alex, it's perfect for writing scary stories on. Are you crazy? Alex declared. Zach, I think that electrical shock messed up your brain. But look at it, I insisted excitedly. It's perfect. Perfect. Alex rolled her eyes. You have a brand new computer at home, she reminded me. Okay, I was just about to say, was this not a time when there were like home computers? And your mom gave you her old printer, remember? I know, I muttered. So what do you need a creaky old typewriter for? Alex said. I need it because it's perfect, I told her. Perfect! Perfect! Stop repeating that word, she snapped. Are you sure you're feeling okay? It was a horrible shock. Maybe I should call your parents. No, No, I'm fine, I insisted. The typewriter was growing heavy in my arms. Let's just go. Look, I'm guessing the owner didn't have a chance to get down there and actually take an inventory of stuff that they could save, because that dude is wandering off with a probably a real expensive typewriter, even for the 90s. Is that a true story, the War of the Emus? It always sounded, I never actually looked it up, but it always sounded like a fairy tale. Typewriters are for saving, duh. You mean stealing. Typewriters are for stealing. Does your typewriter have a correction ribbon, or do you have to use whiteout? Oh, I don't have it. Wait. Oh, wait. Who, you might not be talking to me. Because I said I used to have one. I don't have one anymore, but you might be talking to somebody else. Emu uprising. If there's anything that I will always expect to be haunted, it's a old printer. If you can get the fucking thing to even work when it's brand new, Oh, by the way, I didn't even know some typewriters had correction ribbon. Mine was an old one. Mine was a piece of shit that I just happened to find that I thought was kind of cool looking. I ended up giving it to somebody because they wanted to see if they could, like, what is it called? Fix it, fix it. I can't remember, like, make it look all nice and new. I'm blanking on the word for some reason. I can't remember if they. You guys are so funny. Lugging the typewriter, I started to the door, but Alex blocked my path. You can't just take it, she scolded. It doesn't belong to you. That's stealing. Alex, don't be dumb. Everything in the store is wrecked. Nobody will care if I take... I stopped with a gasp when I heard a squish of shoes on the wet carpet. Then I heard a cough. I turned to Alex, caught the fear in her face. Zachy, we're not alone in here, she whispered. Chapter 6. Refurbished. Thank you, Artie. Thank you, Adam. I just find it funny because emos look so goofy when they... Oh, I love it. You're funny. Oh, you. Shit, what was I gonna say? Emus, sometimes, like the little ones, when they're still, getting used to their legs, they'll get their zoomies, but then they'll go ass over tea kettle because they're still kind of getting used to their legs. So watching them run and just go and then get back up and run again, it's pretty funny to watch. There's a sanctuary I go to every once in a while that has an emu couple, and they had a baby not too long ago. It was showing up. I hear Tippy, but I don't see her. Oh, she's in her corner. There's a dark corner in the hallway that she likes to sit up on. I put a little tiny perch there so she can sit there without holding onto the side of the door frame. Chapter 6. Another squishy footstep, closer. A chill swept down my back. I nearly dropped the typewriter. Hide, I whispered. I didn't need to suggest it. Alex was already slipping behind a tall display shelf. I set the typewriter down on the floor and then crept behind the shelf and huddled close to Alex. I heard another cough, and then a circle of light moved across the wet carpet, a pale yellow beam of a flashlight. The light slid over the floor, then it started to climb the display case. Alex and I ducked down. A low circle of light washed over our heads. My legs were trembling. I gripped the back of the case with both hands to keep myself from falling over. Hello? Oh, hello, a voice called, a woman's voice. Is someone here? Alex turned to me. She motioned with her head. She was silently asking if we should step out and show ourselves. I shook my head no. How could we explain what we were doing inside the shop? How could we explain why we were hiding? Maybe the woman will leave, I told myself. Maybe she won't find us. Who is she? I wondered. Does she own the store? I peered around the bottom shelf. I could see the woman from the side. She was African American. She had very short... I think this might be the first time we've had a black character in one of these stories. And she might just be just like a one chapter character. She had a gun. In 1932, Australian farmers wanted to grow wheat in Western Australia, but it was emu territory, and emus love wheat. They steamrolled through the fences and started laying waste to the wheat. The emo strike. The wallabies will arrive and stand in the front. That's really funny. Adorable. I think the only other character that I think of is I think there was an Indian kid. I think. Pretty sure anyway. But yeah, good job. It only took like, how many books did I read? Oh wait, no, there was a little, I take that back. I'm pretty sure there was a little black girl in one of the camp books. Pretty sure anyway. I think it turned out she was a ghost. I don't fucking remember. I'm just it's so rare that that it has to be pointed out. Like, holy shit. She had very short dark hair and wore a long raincoat. She moved the flashlight beam along the back wall. It lit up the fallen shelf and the broken antiques. Her footsteps slogged over the wet carpet. "Hello," she called. "Did someone come in here?" I held my breath. "Please leave," I begged silently. "Please don't catch us here." The woman turned. Her light stopped on the typewriter in the middle of the floor. She kept the light steady, staring at the typewriter. I knew what she was thinking. How'd the typewriter get on the floor? I don't know. She's probably not thinking that. She's probably thinking, oh, I can't believe that survived the lightning strike and the fire. She raised the light, raised it to the display shelf. She stared right at us. Could she see us hiding behind a display case? Are they hiding behind glass? These stupid kids. I pretended to be a statue. Did she see us? No. She muttered something to herself. The light went out. I blinked in the sudden darkness. Her footsteps moved away. I realized I was still holding my breath. I let it out slowly, trying to not make a sound. Silence now, and darkness. No footsteps, no beam of yellow light. The front door banged shut. I mean, I could smell your fear. No yellow light. The door banged shut and Alex and I exchanged glances. Was the woman gone? Did she leave the shop? We didn't move. We waited and listened. Silence. Then Alex sneezed. "Gotcha!" the woman cried from somewhere behind us. She's like, "Yeah, I'm not an idiot. You two are hiding behind a see-through display case. I can see you." I'm not a Tyrannosaurus. I can still see you even though you're not moving, okay? My eyes are not based on movement. Even though apparently I found out recently that that's not even true about the Tyrannosaurus. Apparently it had really, really good eyesight. A hand grabbed my shoulder hard. Oh, this is chapter 7, by the way. That's the ugliest statue I've ever seen. Hey! Are you trying to sleep over there? A hand grabbed my shoulder hard. The sleeve of the raincoat brushed my face as the woman tugged me out from behind the shelf. I nearly tripped over the typewriter. The woman held me up by one arm. Alex stepped up beside me. Her ponytail had come undone. Her wild blonde hair around her face. She kept swallowing hard, making dry clicking sounds with her tongue. I guess she was as frightened as I was. The woman switched her flashlight on. She raised it to my face and then Alex. Were you doing some late night shopping? She demanded. Huh? I managed to choke out. The store is closed. Couldn't you tell? The woman snapped. She was young and pretty. She locked her dark eyes on me. What are you doing in here? She asked. I opened my mouth to answer, but no sound came out. Nothing, Alex said weakly. We weren't doing anything. The woman narrowed her eyes at Alex. Then why were you hiding? You frightened us, I stammered, finally finding my voice. Well, you frightened me too, the woman exclaimed. You frightened me plenty. I was in the back room and we were walking home. We saw the store, how it was wrecked, I explained. We just wanted to see what it looked like on the inside, so we came in, that's all. The woman lowered the light on the floor. I see, she said softly. Her shoe made a squishing sound on the carpet. Water dripped steadily from the ceiling behind us. What a mess, the woman sighed. Her eyes traveled around the ruined shop. I'm Mrs. Carter. I own this store, or what's left of it. We're sorry, Alex stammered. You shouldn't be in here, Mrs. Carter scolded. It's very dangerous. Some of the electrical wires are down. You didn't touch anything, did you? Not really, Alex replied. Well, just the old typewriter, I said, gazing down at it. I wondered how it got down there. Okay, so she had to have done a walkthrough already. Then why wouldn't she grab her by the throat? T-Rexes do love... Ooh. J.K. Rowling syndrome, never describe a character's skin color unless they are not white. I mean, she also named some characters some questionable things too. Despite the power and even, oh my god. There were 20,000 emus? They surrendered to the emus? Did they have like a person or diplomatic emu who came to it's like, all right, we're going to take your wheat, you get off our land, and you can put your wheat someplace else. And then we will come and take that too, because, you know, we devoured and ravaged my dinner, now I need a nap. Emus are better people than people. Look, they like wheat. Someone came onto their property and now it's their wheat. It's on their property, their territory. I wondered how it got down there, Mrs. Carter said. Why did you move it? I liked it. It was really cool. Zachy writes stories, Alex told Mrs. Carter. Scary stories. Mrs. Carter let out a bitter laugh. Well, you could certainly write a scary story about this place. I'll bet I could write awesome scary stories on that old typewriter, I said, staring down at it. You want it? Mrs. Carter asked quickly. Yeah. Is it for sale? How much does it cost? Mrs. Carter motioned with one hand. Take it, she said. Excuse me? I didn't think I heard her correctly. Go ahead, take it. She repeated, it's yours. It's for free. Do you mean it? I cried excitedly. I can have it? She nodded. Ah, thank you. I could feel a grin spread across my face. Thanks a lot. Mrs. Carter bent down and picked up something from the floor. Here, she said. She handed me a fountain pen, a very old-fashioned looking fountain pen, heavy and black with silvery chrome on it. For me? I asked, studying the pen. Mrs. Carter nodded again. She smiled at me. It's my going out of business special offer. Here's a wet pen. The soldiers were lucky. Oh my god, instead it was cassowary. Yeah, cassowaries, those things are terrifying. The noise that they make, they're the type of bird that you realize how close, like they're like, oh my god, they are basically just evolved dinosaurs. When you hear what a cassowary sounds like, it's wild. I remember watching a video, like somebody was recording a cassowary just strolling on the beach, and it got right up to the cameraman's face, and I was like, what are you doing? I was like, it's pretty clear. How do you not know to back off? Because you could tell who were locals and who were tourists, because the tourists are just like smiling at everybody, and you could see like the locals being like, no, you need to get away from that. Let's back away. Don't turn your back to it. Just keep backing up. Oh, hi, Rodin. Hello. How much did we miss? Not too much. We're in the middle of chapter 7, I believe. So we're 20% done with the story, according to the book or the app. Sorry if you can hear Tippy. She's sleeping, but she's sleep talking. I don't know if you can hear that or not. She started doing that recently. She hasn't done that since she was a baby. I actually missed it. I was kind of happy to hear it again. I'm like, oh. Here's a wet pen you can't use. You get a free pen with every typewriter. Wow! I exclaimed. Mrs. Carter moved to the door and held it open. Now get out of here. It's dangerous in here. I'm leaving too. I hoisted the heavy old typewriter into my arms, balancing it against my chest. I followed Alex to the door. I felt so happy. I thanked Mrs. Carter 5 more times, and then Alex and I said goodbye and headed for our homes. The street was still wet. It glowed under the streetlights like a mirror. It didn't even look real. The walk home seemed to take forever. The typewriter grew heavier and heavier with each step. Weird, Alex muttered when we were finally crossed to our block. Huh? I groaned and my arms were about to fall off. The typewriter weighed a ton. What's weird, Alex? The way she gave you that valuable typewriter, Alex replied. Why is that so weird? I demanded. She seemed so eager to give it away. It's almost as if she wanted to get rid of it. It was sitting in a destroyed... Like, I'm sure it was easier to just say, just fucking take it, because she could probably just write it off with insurance. It's not that weird, kid. You're just a kid. You're just assuming that this is like a... This is just something that they're trying to get rid of. You can only get rid of it... Good Lord. Cassowary selfie proves you are a tourist. Yeah, I'm sure it does. Ooh. The great emu war. Yeah, and then she tripped me. Take that, asshole! Nearly getting electrocuted to death over a stupid typewriter. What a way to go. My knees buckled as I started up my driveway. My arms ached. My whole body ached. I struggled to hold on to the old typewriter. That's crazy, I muttered. Of course, I didn't know how right Alex was. I didn't know that carrying that old typewriter home would totally ruin my life. Tubular. The typewriter brings the stories to life. That's what I thought. Wasn't that the movie? Isn't that what one of the bases of the movie was? That was like Jack Black or something. Wasn't he using like a typewriter? I haven't seen it since the theater, so I only very vaguely remember. That was the movie. That's what I thought. I mean, it might also be this story too. I don't know. I've actually never heard of this one. Cassowaries have 5-inch long claws on their feet, and they're sharp. Yep. And they know they're lethal because they go to defense mechanism is to kick and disembowel them. Whoa! The Blob is in the movie. I remember the Blob. I'm gonna go and shout. Okay. Make sure you exfoliate, Artie. It's important for your skin. It brightens it up, makes it look all nice and shiny. Get all the dead flakes off. Or dead skin cells off. People forget that that's an important part. It's not just your face. You gotta do your whole body, too. Chapter 8. I dragged the typewriter into the ranch house where I live. Oh, I love ranch-style houses. Sorry, distracting. I was gasping for breath. My arms had gone numb. Mom and Dad were in the living room. They sat side by side on the couch doing a crossword puzzle together. Oh, that's cute. They do love crossword puzzles. I'm not sure why. Both of them are terrible spellers. They can never finish a puzzle. It's Mr. and Mrs. Stupid. Good thing they have, or good to know that they had kids in this universe too. I'm guessing that would be the only reason someone would. That's what I got it. Got a scrubber to wash off the grime and sweat. Oh, gotcha. Wait, where did it ever? Lots of times they end up fighting about how to spell a word. Usually they give up and rip the puzzle into pieces. Well, that's not healthy. Do they not own... I know this is the 90s, but how far into the 90s? You can't look up what a word means? You don't have a dictionary in your house? I just heard Hildy say, who's the little baby? Who's my little baby? This family is kind of, or these parents are kind of scary. Kisses! Then a few days later, they'd start a new one, and I guess just pretend like the angry fight and violent rip-up of the puzzles just never happened. Where's your little scale? Ah, shit. Great question. Uh-oh, did I lose it again? I've been moving a bunch of shit around so I could paint the house boring white, so it's easier to sell. So I might have misplaced it. Oh, there it is. I kind of figured it would be in one of these drawers. Thanks, Past Jen. You're welcome. There we go. Sorry about that. I can't believe I got it. Can you get one of those motorized ascenders for the stairs? Those things are so cool. There's one of the not in this building, but there's another building that they had one of those little elevators installed for wheelchairs. I happened to walk by and saw it in action. I was like, oh, that's so rad. I would have gotten something like that for my grandparents when they got, or if they had reached that point before they passed. It is my favorite. I have a second favorite, but I don't know where that one is. That one's been in a couple of videos. I think it was the bow with the life like human heart in the middle. That was super early videos, I think. And then I lost it. So it's somewhere. I know I have it. I didn't get rid of it. And I know I didn't donate it or throw it away. It's just somewhere. It's my strong hand, Mr. Crowley. Take my skeleton hand. Okay. They both looked up as I lugged the typewriter toward my room. What's that? Mom demanded. What the fuck you mean? It's a typewriter, I groaned. I know that, Mom protested. I meant, where did you get it? Then why didn't you ask where did you get it? I don't think Mom knew what it was, and she's just saving face. It's a long story, but the short and skinny is, I might need to go to the hospital for electrical burns, Mom. Ugh. Public domain, most of the original Little Shop of Horrors, The Brain That Wouldn't Die. I remember The Brain That Wouldn't Die. Oh, that one. Brain That Wouldn't I'm pretty sure Mystery Science Theater did an episode of that one. Most definitely. That sounds like it'll be fun. See, this is how the Goosebumps readings happen. One of you guys said something in, I think I was playing a game, and one of you guys, possibly Adam, suggested I should read Goosebumps. And that's where it started. Dad climbed up from the couch and hurried over to help me. Wow, it weighs a ton, he said. How'd you ever carry it home? It wasn't too bad, I lied. We carried it to my room and set it down on my desk. I wanted to try it out right away, but Dad insisted that I return to the living room. And I told him the whole story about the lightning hitting the store and about going in to explore and Mrs. Carter and how she gave me the typewriter. I left out the part about the bad electrical shock that knocked me to the floor. Kid, you might have like internal bleeding. You don't know. You don't know. You're like, no, it's fine. I won't mention the catastrophic injury that I possibly sustained. What is Hildy losing her shit over? I don't know why she's losing her mind. I apologize if you can hear her. My parents are the kind of people that get upset very easily. I mean, they start yelling and screaming over crossword puzzles. Oh, so they're abusive. You're just telling me that they're abusive. Well, that was weird. I don't know why I did that. Oh, hi, Thantris. It's okay. She's got the neck juice. I grew up on the Mike era, but went back and watched some of the Joel era. I don't understand the Joel. Well, their delivery is different because Joel is a very, very dry. His stuff is just, it's very monotone. Very what is that guy's name? He was a comedian. I'm blanking on the comedian's name right now. I can't remember. But he just has that very very monotone type way of saying things. And his apparently, by the way, I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty positive Joel did the prop comedy stuff well before Carrot Top. Because he used to do little that was he was in the Young Comedians on, I don't know if you guys have ever watched that. I came across it on HBO Max and watched a couple episodes. They didn't have Joel on there. I had to go looking for it because after I found Young Comedians and watched a couple of like super, like Robin Williams when he was like 20. It was crazy. Not Ben Stein. Stephen Wright. Thank you, Ronan. Yes, that one. That was who I was thinking. It was Steve something. Mitch Hedberg's a good one too. Mitch Hedberg is he's so funny, or he was funny. Rest in peace, man. I'd pour one out for you, but this is carpet. No, Andrew Dice Clay. Oh, he just yelled a lot. But yeah, that's how I found out that Joel was on Young Comedians, and then I found that one on, or like it was like it was filmed on a potato. Watched that one, and then I googled it. I was like, I think he might have done prop comedy well before Carrot Top did. When I think monotone, I think Stephen Wright. I like Stephen Wright's jokes. I remember he was supposed to tour one last time, and his tour was gonna start March 2020, so that didn't happen. Joel said he hired Mike because he admired that he did the jokes for himself. Aww. Yeah, Mike has self-depreciating jokes. He's makes more jokes on himself than Joel does. But I mean they have their own delivery, and some people prefer one delivery or other, and then there's other people that they just started with Joel, so when he left and Mike showed up, that's when people were like, I liked Joel better. I like that the bots also seem to prefer Joel and just tease Mike all the time. Deprecating. Thank you. I knew there was a word. Sorry, it's been a very long day. They both speak to me on fundamental. I mean, they're fun. They're I happened to grow up with Mike because I had a bunch of or I managed to catch before they took it off air. And I was super young. I'm kind of surprised I sat through it because I was really young during the when they had it running on the Sci-Fi Channel, or as it now is the Sci-Fi Channel. And the first one I watched was The Screaming Skull. That one was my favorite. Hello, transmission. How's the reading going? We're at chapter 8. But we got stuck on Mystery Science Theater chat, so. and in Australia history, an interesting time during the Great Emu War. So. Oh, I like the magpie. They're little menaces. There actually is a Tom Servo, but you might not be able to see him. Because I'm trying to... He's right there. There's a Tom Servo right here. He's a screen accurate recreation that I bought a couple of years ago. I haven't found a crow that looks like screen accurate. I've seen them on Etsy before, but not they didn't look like as good, but I always wanted a Tom Servo, so I was happy that I got one. Should get a screen border that's Mike, Joel, and the bots for the bottom of your... I can't steal their thunder. But it would be kind of fun to have. Maybe I could do my own version of it. And have like spoon and horse and things like that. You never picked up. Well, to be fair, the it doesn't really go that high up. So I was planning when, you know, I have to start packing this stuff up eventually, then kind of making this area look a little more sellable, because I have to fix some of the border I got lazy with. But I'll probably bring him down further, so you'll be able to see them in future videos or future live streams, because I've recorded enough videos where I think I should be good, having to be able to edit them and churn them out for the next couple of months. So if it turns out that I just have nothing in the background, I'll still have something to edit. Okay, I'm getting distracted. Watching from the shadows. Okay. My parents start yelling and screaming. Oh, that's right. The parents are volatile assholes that get into screaming fights over crossword puzzles, so they're gonna be my favorite characters. Why ruin their day, or mine? Why do you need an old typewriter? Mom asked, frowning at me. No one uses typewriters anymore. You only see them in antique shops. Yeah, Mom, that's where I got them, idiot. Ugh. I want to write my scary stories on it, I explained. What about your new computer? Dad demanded. What about the printer we gave you? I'll use that too, I said, you know, for schoolwork and stuff like that. Mom rolled her eyes. Next, Zachy will be writing with a feather quill and an inkwell. Jesus Christ, these parents. They both laughed. Very funny, I muttered. I said goodnight and hurried down the hall to my room. I turned the corner and led to my bedroom and stopped. What was that strange crackling sound? It seemed to be coming from my room, a steady crackling buzz. Weird, I muttered. I stepped into the doorway, peering into my room, and gasped. Chapter 9. Are all Goosebumps parents volatile assholes? I mean, a lot of them are close to neglectful, where they're just give zero shits about what their kids are up to. Or there's like the parent or the dad that's like, yes dear. And like the mom is kind of an asshole, or the dad is an asshole, and the mom's just like oh, whatever you say, honey. There's always one of those weird dynamics. But yeah, I guess you're technically right that they're all assholes in some way. Some less volatile than others, but definitely all assholes. Chapter 9. My typewriter! I cried. The typewriter was bathed in a bright blue glow. Blue sparks buzzed and crackled off of it and flew in all directions. I stared in amazement as the blue current snapped and hummed over the typewriter. I thought about the shock that had knocked me to the floor of the antique shop. Had the typewriter stored up some kind of electricity? No, that's impossible. But then, why was the typewriter glowing under a crackling blue current now? Mom! Dad! I called in. Come here! You have to see this! They didn't reply. I hurried down the hall to the living room. Quick! Come quick! I shouted. You won't believe this! I hurtled down the hall to the living room. They had returned to their crossword puzzle. Dad glanced up as I burst into the room. How do you spell Peregrine? He asked. It's kind of a falcon. Who cares? I cried. My typewriter! It's going to blow up or something. That got them off the couch. Really? You would believe that I received another shock. Mom slapped me. Chad threw his whiskey bottle at my head. A child is meant to sleep in his bed, not under. I led the way, running full speed down the hall. I'm sorry, did I wake you up, baby? I'm sorry. They followed close behind. I stopped at my doorway and pointed to my desk. Look, I cried. Oh no, she had her nap. Now she's gonna be full of beans. I stopped at my doorway and pointed at my desk. Look, I cried. All three of us peered across the room at the typewriter. The black metal typewriter with its black roller and rolls of black keys and ringed in silver. No blue, no electrical current, no sparks, no crackle, no buzz. Just an old typewriter sitting on a desk. Funny joke, Dad muttered, rolling his eyes at me. Mom shook her head. I don't know where Zachy gets his sense of humor. It's not from my side of the family. Jesus Christ, people. Was it Paraguay or Peregrine? Fight! Peregrine and Paragon, fight! Peregrine. It's... I don't think you get your sense of humor from sides of the family. You don't inherit sense of humors. You do inherit being a jerk bird. Your side of the family doesn't need a sense of humor. They're already a joke, Dad snapped. Jesus Christ. They walked off arguing. I edged slowly, carefully into my room. I crept up to the typewriter. I reached out a hand, lowering it onto the typewriter, lowered it until it was less than an inch away. Then I stopped. My hand started to shake. I stared down at the solid dark machine. Should I touch it? Would it shock me again? Slowly, I lowered my hand. That chapter was a whole page. Goosebumps families make the Malcolm in the Middle family seem stable and well-adjusted. Yeah, no shit. Tippy's stream starts now. I thought she'd be in her little corner for the rest of the night, but I guess I was wrong. But now she's gonna give me the silent treatment, I think. Chapter 10. Alex slammed her locker shut. She adjusted her backpack and turned to me. So what happened? Did the typewriter zap you? It was the next morning. Spring vacation was over. School had started again. I had hurried down the hall to our lockers to tell Alex the whole typewriter story. I knew she was the only one in the world who would believe me. No, it didn't zap me, I told her. I touched it and nothing happened. I pushed down on some of the keys. I turned the roller and nothing happened. Nothing? She stared at me. Nothing. That isn't a very good story, she teased. It has a weak ending. I laughed. Do you think it would be a better ending if I got fried? Much better, she replied. It was late. The first bell had already rung. The hall was nearly empty. I'm going to rewrite the Blob monster story, I told her. I have a lot of new ideas. I can't wait to start working on it. She turned to me. On an old typewriter? I nodded. I'm going to make... You knew this, Alex. He said it like 4 times. You guys were there. I got that poo-poo pee-pee brain raw humor that my mom and dad could never understand. Isn't that like the majority of people now? What are you? Poo-poo pee-pee. If you're gonna be loud, then go get out of here. You can't be loud when I'm trying to tell a story. Okay? She's doing that glue thing where she doesn't want to leave. All right, fine. You can't be yelling. Tippy, hush. Nope. Get out of here. That's what I thought. It was late. The first bell had already rung. The hall was nearly empty. Blah, blah, blah. On the old typewriter, I nodded. I'm going to make the story longer and scarier. That old typewriter is so weird. I know it's going to help me write something scarier than ever, I exclaimed. I heard giggling. I spun around and saw Emily and Annie Bell. They're twins, and they're in our class. Adam came trailing after them. He punched me in the shoulder so hard I bounced against the locker. I think Adam's just an asshole. Is there a trick to finding? Oh no, I can send you a link to it, Murmur. Emmy and Annie are good friends with Adam, but not with Alex and me. They both have curly red hair, lots of freckles, and lots of dimples. The only way to tell Emmy from Annie is to ask, which one are you? Emmy grinned at me. I think it was Emmy. Do you really believe in monsters? She asked. They both giggled again as if Emmy had asked something really funny. Maybe, I replied, but I wasn't talking about real monsters. I was talking about a scary story I'm writing. And then I added nastily, you two wouldn't understand since you haven't learned to write yet. Ha ha, they both said sarcastically. You're so funny, Zachy. Funny looking, Adam added, the oldest joke in the universe. But do you believe in monsters? Emily insisted. Adam says you do, her sister added. Adam says you think a monster lives under your bed. I do not, I screamed. They both giggled. Adam is a liar, I cried. Adam's one of those friends that nobody likes. But they seem to still have people that will hang around with them, mostly from pity, I guess. Stop, Zachy, stop pitying him. He needs to be on his own so he can create Maroon 5 and terrorize other people. I tried to grab him, but he dodged away from me, laughing his head off. Zachy sees monsters everywhere, Adam teased, grinning at Emmy and Annie. He thinks when he opens his locker door, a monster will jump out at him. They giggled again. Give me a break, I muttered. We're going to be late. I turned away from their grinning faces. I turned the lock on my locker and pulled open the door. And then I knelt down to pull out my books, and something leaped out of my locker. I saw a white flash and cried out in surprise. Another one jumped out, and then I gasped when something plopped on my head. Something alive! I fell to my knees, reached up to grab for it, and felt its claws tangled in my hair. Help! I cried. Help me! Chapter 11. The creature moved across my head and dropped down into the back of my shirt. Its hot body slid down my skin. Its claws prickled and pinched. Help! Help me! I jumped up, kicking and stomping and squirming. Is it a rat? I frantically slapped at my back. Adam stepped up to me. He grabbed me by the shoulders. Then he tugged open the back of my shirt and plucked the creature off my back. He held his hand in front of my face. Wow, what a monster, he exclaimed. That's scary. Still trembling, I stared at the creature, a little white mouse. Emmy and Annie were doubled over besides Adam, laughing their heads off. Excuse me, there's no way these two little girls wouldn't have been like, ah! There's no way. Do you feel seen as I do? So many Adams today. Even Alex was laughing. Great friend, huh? Zachy, I guess you really do see monsters everywhere, Andy exclaimed. Even teeny tiny white ones. And that got them all laughing again. Did you see that awesome dance he did? Adam asked. Adam did an imitation of my frantic dance. He slapped at his head and neck and stomped wildly on the floor. Excellent, Emmy and Annie declared together. They all laughed again. Alex stopped laughing and stepped beside me. She brushed something off my shoulder. Mouse hair, she murmured. Then she turned to the others. We should give Zachy a break, she told them. Someday he's going to be a famous horror writer. Someday he's going to be a famous chicken, Annie exclaimed. Is there a famous chicken? Go straight for the weak spot with the teeny tiny white ones. Straight for the jugular. Emmy made chuckling sounds and flapped her elbows. Do you believe it? The famous horror writer is afraid of mice, Adam cried. Emmy and Annie thought they were really funny. Their red hair bobbed up and down as they laughed. Annie glanced at her watch and gasped, We're really late! That was my eardrum, thank you. She and her sister spun around and ran down the hall. Adam put the mouse in his pocket and went tearing after them. I knelt down to pull my books from the bottom of my locker. I reached in carefully. I had to make sure there were no more mice. Alex stood over me. Are you okay? She asked softly. Go away, I snapped. What did I do? Alex demanded. Just go away, I muttered. I didn't want her around. I didn't want anyone around. I felt like a total jerk. Why did I let that little mouse scare me like that? And why did I have to freak out in front of everyone? Because I'm a total jerk, I decided. I shoved books and binders in my backpack and then stood up and started to close my locker. Alex leaned against the wall. I told you to go away, I snapped at her again. She started to reply but stopped when Mr. Conklin, the principal, turned the corner. Mr. Conklin is a tall, pencil-thin man with a narrow red face and big ears that stick out like jug handles. Hey, maybe we're related. He talks really fast, always runs instead of walking, and always seems to be moving in 8 directions at once. He eyed Alex, then me. Who let the mice out of the science lab? He demanded breathlessly. Why are you asking me? They were in Zacky's locker, Alex started. Before she could explain the rest, Mr. Conklin narrowed his eyes at me. His face grew even redder. Zacky, I would like to see you in my office, he ordered. Right now! Chapter 12. That poor chicken. I am a murmur. Oh, goodness. About to make this Starbucks regret their Wi-Fi policy. Murmur. Chapter 12. I didn't say much at dinner. I kept wondering if I should tell Mom and Dad about my adventures at school today, but I decided to keep silent. I didn't need them laughing at me, too. Man, this kid has, like, no support. He doesn't have it at home. He doesn't have it at school. His friends are all assholes. And I didn't need them asking a million questions about what Mr. Conklin said to me. He had been pretty nice about it, actually. He just warned me to try to keep live creatures out of my locker. How? After dinner, Dad and I loaded the dishwasher and cleaned up. I was sponging off the dinner table when Alex appeared. How's it going, she asked. Did Mr. Conklin? I slapped a hand over her mouth to shut her up. I could see Mom and Dad watching from the other room. What about Mr. Conklin? Mom demanded. He's a nice guy, I replied. I dragged Alex into the den. So how's it going? She repeated. How's it going? I cried shrilly. How's it going? How's it going? You are going to ask me how it's going. Whoa, well, it's going terrible. I had the worst day. Kids were laughing at me all day. Everywhere I went, kids made mouse faces. Mouse faces at me and squeaked at me. You motherfucker. You were supposed to be on my side. Just shaking her. What is a mouse face? How do you make, like this? Like mouse face? Do like a little... I don't have buck teeth, so it's hard to do the moose faces. His only company was his bruises. Jesus. Oh shit! You're not kidding. He said, "I'll be right back. I'm gonna go take a med." And then he's just, no, Ronan, come back. Mouse faces. I mean, this is hardly bullying. You need a thicker skin than this, child. She started to smile, but cut it off. I don't know why I lost it like that this morning, I continued. I felt so dumb. It was just a joke, Alice interrupted. It's not a big deal. Easy for you to say, I grumbled. You don't have 100 disgusting rodents crawling all over your body. 100? There was one. One dude. It seemed like 100. I felt so violated. I decided to change the subject. Hey, look at this, I said. Guess someone forgot their bipolar medication today. I walked over to the desk by the window. After school, I had worked there for 3 hours. I picked up the stack of pages. What are those, Alex? What are those? What do you fucking think? He's only mentioned that he's writing a story on the goddamn typewriter like 30 times since you guys saw the typewriter, and you're... Fucking kids. Okay. Dad's gonna regret buying me this rifle. Oh my god. It's my new Blob monster story, I replied, holding up the handwritten pages. I'm making it even scarier. Alex took the pages from my hands and shuffled through them. Then she narrowed her eyes at me. You didn't type them on the old typewriter? Of course not. I took the pages back. I always write the first draft by hand. I don't type my stories until I've got them just right. I picked up my pen from the desk. I used the antique pen that the woman at the shop gave me. I told Alex, what a great pen. It writes so smoothly. I can't believe she gave it to me for free. I mean, it was sitting in a puddle of water. I'm actually kind of surprised it worked at all. Alex laughed. You're such a weird guy, Zachy. You get so excited about things like pens and typewriters. And then she added, which I think is cool. I glanced over my story. Now it's time to type it, I said. I'm so excited. I can't wait to use the old typewriter. And then when I'm done with the story, I'm going to write my manifesto. And I'm going to start pointing out Emma and Annie and Adam's shitty behavior. And they're going to regret it. 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 to my room. I was halfway to my desk when I stopped, and I let out a cry. The typewriter was gone! No! What kind of kids does R.L. Stine think exist? Kids that want typewriters or ventriloquist enthusiasts? Kids that make tombstone rubbings as a hobby? And then there's another kid who's really into shoe shining, boot blacking. Why can't you be into important stuff like the Kardashians? I want to say we actually read one where they were playing marbles, like it was 1919 or some shit. Chapter 13. Alex and I both gaped at the empty spot on the front of my desktop. Alex pushed up her glasses and squinted. It's gone, I murmured weakly. My knees started to buckle. I grabbed the dresser to hold myself. Chill out. Weird, Alex muttered, shaking her head. Are you sure? It just disappeared into thin air. I don't believe it. How could it disappear? How could it disappear? Why does this happen to me? Chill out, kid. Jesus. See, this is what happens when you have shitty parents. The kids don't know how to regulate their emotions. I like it very much. I'm glad you got that, Thantress. I was wondering if anybody would catch that. R.L. Stine writes about a kid who pushes a hoop. A hoop in a stick? It's a haunted hoop and stick, and that was also a pet, and then another kid who was really into penny farthing bicycles. It's record player and 8-track. Like, R.L. Stine, you had kids, didn't you? At least, I know you have at least a son, I'm pretty sure. How could what disappear? A voice called from the doorway. I whirled around to see Dad lumber heavily into the room with the old typewriter in his arm. Dad, why did you take... I started. He sat it down on the desk and then pushed his curly black hair off his forehead and grinned at me. I cleaned it for you, Zachy, and put in a new ribbon. Why didn't you ask me first, Dad? Ribbons are hard to find these days, he added. No one uses typewriters anymore. I would love to know how somebody in, 1997, 1998, in a small town managed to find ink ribbons, if they're so hard to find. You can save now. This is a Resident Evil reference. Alex laughed. Zachy thought the typewriter disappeared into thin air. What an idiot. Am I right? I flashed Alex an angry look. Alex, give me a break, I whispered. She made a face at me. Dad shook his head. It's a little too heavy to disappear into thin air, he said. It weighs a ton, more than a computer. Bullshit. There is no way that typewriter weighs more than a 1998 home computer. Fuck off with that. I'd like to think that R.L. Stine's wife looks exactly like him, only with long hair. I don't know why. It's just like in my head. Mr. and Mrs. R.L. Stine. All right. I walked over to the typewriter and ran my hand over the smooth dark metal. Thanks for cleaning it up, Dad, I said. It looks really awesome. A few of the keys were sticking, Dad added, so I oiled them up. I think the old machine is working fine now, Zachy. You should be able to write some great stories on it. Thanks, Dad, I repeated. Now get the fuck out of my room. I couldn't wait to get started. I reached into my top drawer for some paper, and then I noticed that Dad hadn't left. He was lingering by the door watching Alex and me. So, am I gonna get a tip for cleaning this stupid thing for you, or your mom went across the street to visit Jenna? What is he, lonely? Your mom's not here. So her name is also R.L. Stine. But she's never seen it the same time as him. Where's the wife? She's like, oh, she's busy. Where's the husband? Oh, he's busy. He's Do like the Mrs. Doubtfire bullshit. Your mom went across the street to visit Janet Hawkins, our new neighbor, he said. It's such a beautiful spring night. I thought maybe you two would like to take a walk into town to get some ice cream. Oh, I'm sorry. There's no way. There's no way 2 12-year-olds would say no. No thanks. No thanks, Alex replied. I already had dessert at home before I came over. And I really want to get started right on my new scary story, I told him. He sighed and looked disappointed. I think he really wanted an excuse to get ice cream. And they didn't change their minds. The kid's like, oh no, fuck my dad. He could go by himself. He could sit in the ice cream shop and sadly watch the happy families with, you know, they're all super, it's like, oh, why don't you try this? Oh, it's so good, honey. Oh, and like the lovers on their first dates as he's sitting there sadly eating his pistachio ice cream or whatever shit dad's order. The kid's an asshole too. Look, there was nothing that my parents or there was, I would not say no if my dad or my mom or my grandparents be like, hey champ or whatever, you want to go get something I probably wouldn't have wanted at the time? I'd be like, yes, because why not? But bullshit, these 12-year-olds wouldn't want ice cream or wouldn't want sweets. It's ice cream. And he's so lonely. He's so lonely. His wife isn't there to get ice cream with him. As soon as he left, I dropped into my desk chair and slid a fresh white sheet of paper on the typewriter roller. Alex pulled up the chair and sat beside me. Can I try the typewriter after you? She asked. Yeah, after me, I replied impatiently. I really wanted to get, yeah, she said after you. You didn't have to be like, yeah, after me. What did I miss? We dissected the Stein family tree. Want to go play hoop and stick? I love ice cream, man. Paper bag tree. Oh shit, today's Mother's Day, isn't it? Holy cow. I cannot, sorry, I'm so sorry, really quick. Holy shit. For some reason I thought it was tomorrow, and until it just popped in my head. I was like, nope. Today is Mother's Day. Man, I'm a terrible sister. Hold on. What's your address? I don't know it off the top of my head. Okay. Phew. Happy Bird Mom's Day. Aw, thank you, Santress. Alright. Crisis averted. Oh, it is tomorrow. For some reason, I thought it was today. Phew. Celebrating by going to see Mortal Kombat. Ooh, that's a good idea. The premiere family movie. I'll probably go see that in theater. I'm waiting for the Backrooms movie to be released because I want to see that in theater too. I hope they have an IMAX. I kind of feel like that would be a good movie to be in IMAX. I really wanted to get my story typed. I let my eyes wander over the round black keys. Then I leaned forward and started to type. Typing on a typewriter is a lot different from typing on a keyboard. For one thing, you have to press the keys a lot harder. It took me a few tries to get the feel of the thing. Then I typed the first words. It was a dark and stormy night. Hey! I uttered a cry. A cry as lightning flashed in my bedroom window. Rain pounded on the glass. A sharp roar of thunder shook the house. Aw, the poor dad. He's like, I can't have anything nice. Darkness swept over me as the lights went out. Zachy! Alex cried in a tiny voice. Zachy, are you all right? Chapter 14. Whew. I swallowed hard. Yes, I'm okay, I said quietly. Alex is the only person in the world who knows that I'm afraid of the dark. I'm afraid of mice, and I'm afraid of the dark. I admit it. And I'm afraid of a lot of other things too. I'm afraid of big dogs. I'm afraid of going down into the basement when I'm alone in the house. I'm afraid of jumping into the deep end of the swimming pool. I mean, these are kind of just normal little kid fears. So it's not like I can be like, ugh, what a pussy. The mice one, I don't quite understand. But I think mice are cute, so that's probably why. Goodbye, cruel world. Actually, this reminds me of the Futurama episode with the brains where he writes the story. I am the greatest! Now I am going to leave the planet for no reason. Wait, why is that opening? Get out here. I'm afraid of my parents drinking. Oh no! I swallowed hard. Yes, I'm okay. Chapter 14, by the way. I don't know if I said that. I don't know. Maybe I write better stories because I know what being scared feels like. The lights went off so suddenly, Alex said. She stood beside me, leaning over my desk to see out the window. Usually they flicker or something. Not in my experience. Sheets of rain pounded against the window pane. Jagged streaks of lightning crackled across the sky. I stayed in my desk chair, gripping the arms tightly. I'm glad Adam isn't here, I murmured. He'd just make fun of me. But you're not very scared now, are you? Alex asked. Explosion of thunder made me nearly jump out of my chair. A little, I confessed. And then I heard the footsteps, heavy thudding footsteps from down the hall. Thunder roared again. I spun away from the window and listened to the footsteps thudding heavily on the carpet. Who's there? I called in the darkness. I saw a flicker of yellow light in the doorway. A shadow swept over the wallpaper in the hall. Dad stepped into the room. This is so weird, he said. He was carrying 2 candles and candlesticks. Their flames bent and nearly went out as he carried them onto my desk. Where did that storm come from? Dad asked, setting the candles beside my typewriter. Are you okay, Zachy? I forgot. Dad knows I'm scared of the dark. I'm fine, I told him. Thanks for the candles. Now get out! Dad stared out the window. We couldn't see anything out there. The rain was coming down too hard. The sky was clear a few seconds ago, Dad said, leaning over me to get a better view. Can't believe such a big storm could blow in so quickly. It is weird, I agreed. We stared at the rain for a minute or so. Sheets of lightning made the backyard glow like silver. I'm gonna call your mother, he said. I'm gonna tell her to wait out the storm. She's across the street. What do they think is gonna happen? He patted me on the back and then headed out the door. Don't you want a candle? I called after him. No, I'll find my way, he replied. I have a flashlight in the basement. He disappeared down the hall. What do you want to do now? Alex asked. Her face looked orange in the candlelight. Her eyes glowed like cat eyes. I turned back to the typewriter. It would be cool to write by candlelight, I said. Scary stories should always be written by candlelight. I'll bet that's how all the famous horror writers write their stories. That and an irresponsible amount of cocaine. Cool, Alex replied. Go ahead. I slid the candlestick closer. The yellow light flickered over the typewriter keys. I leaned forward and read over the first sentence of my story. It was a dark and stormy night. Then I hit space and typed the next sentence. The wind began to howl. I hit the space bar again and raised my fingers to type the next sentence, but a rattling noise made me jump. What's that? I gasped. The window, Alex pointed. Outside, the wind blew hard, rattling the window pane. Over the steady roar of the rain, I heard another sound, a strange howl. I gripped the arms of my desk chair. Do you hear that? I asked Alex. She nodded. Her eyes squinted out the window. It's just the wind, she said softly. It's howling through the trees. Outside, the howling grew louder as the wind swirled around my house. The window rattled and shook. The howling grew high and shrill, almost like a human voice, a human wail. I felt a chill run down my back. Gripping the chair arms tightly, I struggled to keep my fear down. It was just a storm, I told myself. Just a rainstorm. Just a lot of rain and wind. I glanced at the words I had typed. In flickering orange, the black type jumped out at me. The wind began to... Yeah, you just typed it. I listened to the shrill howl outside. It seemed to surround me, surround the house. How strange, I muttered. And then... things got a lot stranger. Oh, we're chapter 15. All right. We're getting real close to the middle. The bathroom stall was devoid of toilet paper, and I had failed to notice before finishing my business. One-line horror stories. Da, da, da. Chapter 15. You're not getting very far with the story, Alex said. Well, the storm, I started. She put a hand on my shoulder. You're shaking, she exclaimed. No, I'm not, I lied. Yeah, you are. You're shaking, she insisted. No way. I'm okay, really, I said, trying to keep my voice calm and steady. I'm not that afraid, Alex. Maybe you should work on the story. Maybe if you work on the story, you won't think about the storm so much, she suggested. Right. The story, I agreed. An explosion of thunder shook the house. I let out a sharp cry. Why does it seem so close? I exclaimed. The lightning and thunder. It sounds as if it's right outside in the backyard. Alex grabbed my shoulder and turned me to the typewriter. Type, she ordered. Pretend there's no storm. Just type. I obediently raised my hands to the keys of the old typewriter. The candles had burned down a little. The page was shadowy and dark. I typed the next sentence. Alex, by the way, when it types the sentence, it's all in caps. So it's more like, Alex and Zachy were alone in the dark house listening to the storm. It was a dark and stormy night. I had entered the DMV. Ugh. Oh, bye, Beatrice. See you later. Everybody's leaving. Rain pounded hard against the window. In a white flash of lightning, I could see the trees in the backyard bending and trembling in the howling wind. The story is about us? Alex asked, leaning over my shoulder to read what I had typed. Of course, I replied. You know that I always write about us and the other kids at school. It makes it easier to describe everyone. Well, don't let the blob monster eat me, she instructed. I want to be the hero, not the dinner. I laughed. A crash of thunder made me jump. I turned back to the typewriter. I squinted to read over the sentences I had typed. The candles aren't given enough light, I complained. How did writers do in the old days? They must have all gone blind. Let's go and get more candles, suggested Alex. Good idea, I agreed. We each picked up a candlestick, holding them in front of us, and we made our way down the hall. The candles bent and flickered. Our footsteps were drowned out by the steady roar of the rain on the roof. Dad! Hey, Dad, we need more candles, jerk-ass! No reply. We stepped into the living room. 2 candles glowed on the mantelpiece. 2 more stood side by side on the coffee table in front of the couch. Dad, where are you? Holding our candles high, Alex and I made our way to the den, then the kitchen, then Mom and Dad's bedroom. No Dad. Holding my candle tightly in one hand, I pulled open the door to the basement. Dad, are you down there? Silence. I felt another tingling chill down my spine. I turned to Alex. He's gone. We're home alone. Ooh. I'm sure he just went next door or across the street to grab his wife. Worst thing to hear. After waiting hours at the DMV, wrong line. God. Chapter 16. He has to be here, Alex insisted. Why would he go out in this storm? For ice cream? I suggested. He really wanted that ice cream. Alex frowned. Your dad would go out in the storm to get a cup of ice cream? That's impossible. You don't know my dad, I replied. Ah, man after my own heart. He's here, Alex insisted. She set down the candles and cupped her hands around her mouth and called out for my father. No reply. Wind howled outside the living room window. Lightning flickered. Hey, I cried. In a flash of bright light, I saw a car in the driveway. Dad's car. I made my way to the window and peered out. Dad didn't drive anywhere, I told Alex. His car's still here, and he wouldn't walk. Weird, I muttered. He wouldn't go out without telling us, would he? He just disappeared. Alex's eyes flashed, her expressions changed, and she narrowed her eyes at me. What's wrong? I asked. Why are you staring at me like that? Zachy, what was the last sentence you typed? She demanded, still squinting at me. In your story, she said impatiently. What was the last sentence? I thought hard, and then I recited, Alex and Zachy were alone in the dark house listening to the storm. Alex nodded her head solemnly. So what? I asked. What does the story have to do with anything? Don't you see? Alex replied. You wrote that we were all alone in the house, and now we're all alone. I stared back at her. I still didn't know what she was talking about. Zachy, this is amazing, she cried. This is the first... What was the first sentence of the story? And then I told her, it was a dark and stormy night. Yes, Alex cried excitedly. Her eyes went wide. The candle shook in her hand. Yes, a dark and stormy night. But it had been a nice night, right? Huh? I struggled to follow her. Your dad said there wasn't a cloud in the sky, remember? That's why he wanted to walk into town? Oh, right. So, our narrator isn't, Dad would brave a blizzard for a blizzard. Our narrator isn't really that smart. She let out an impatient sigh. So then you typed that it was a dark and stormy night, and guess what? It became dark and stormy. But Alex, I started. She raised her fingers to her lips to silence me. And then you typed that we were alone in the dark house, and that came true too. Oh no, I groaned. Are you going to tell me that my story is coming true? So far it has, she insisted, every word of it. That's really dumb, I told her. I think the storm was freaked you out more than I have. Or more than I was. You're a master of wordplay. How else do you explain it? Alex shot back. Explain it? A big rainstorm came up. That's how I explain it. I picked up a candlestick from the mantel. Now I had one in each hand. I started back to my room. Alex followed me. How do you explain that your dad disappeared in thin air? Our shadows edged along the wall, bending in the flickering light. I wish the electricity would come back on. I stepped into my room. Dad didn't disappear. He just went out. I sighed. Your idea is crazy. Just because I typed it was stormy out. Let's test it, Alex urged. Excuse me? She dragged me to my desk chair and pushed me into it. Hey, I protested. I almost dropped my candles. Type something, Alex instructed. Go ahead, Zachy. Type something, and we'll see if it comes true. Yay. So, scary stories to tell in the dark. Movie ripped this masterpiece off. Oh, is that how that movie went? I haven't seen it. That's another movie I haven't seen since the theater. I should probably rewatch those movies. I remember enjoying them. And I also remember that the scary stories to tell in the dark kind of left on not necessarily. I guess it was a cliffhanger because one of the kids was eaten or something like that, right? And then they just never made a sequel, and I kind of saw it coming. I was like, this type of movie needs to be self-contained because this is a very. I don't want to necessarily say it's a niche fan base, but it kind of is. The scary story to tell, it just kind of seems like maybe they shot a little too far. All right, chapter 17. The wind howled outside the house, rattling the window pane. I sat my candle down, one on each side of the old typewriter. I leaned forward and read the story so far. Alex was right. Everything I had typed had come true, but her idea was totally dumb. Type, she ordered, standing behind me, her hands on my shoulders. I glanced back at her. Alex, haven't you ever heard of a coincidence, you dumb bitch? Ooh, big word, she replied sarcastically. Are you sure you're ready for such a big word? I ignored her remark. A coincidence is when two things happen by accident, I explained. For example, I typed that it's a stormy night out and then it starts to storm. That's called a coincidence. So, She shoved me towards the typewriter. Prove it, she insisted. Go ahead, Zachy. Type the next sentence and see if it comes true. She squeezed my shoulders and then added, or are you the chicken? Oh shit, I could have done the a-goodaloo-doo, a-goodaloo-doo. What was the other one? It's like ka-ka-ka, ka-ka-ka, ka-ka-ka. Arrested Development really was one of the funniest shows I've ever watched. I'm so bummed that kept getting canceled or pushed around, and then they brought it back, but it wasn't really good, and then they were gonna do a movie and then decided against the movie. Shame, shame. All right, I groaned. I'll prove just how dumb you are. I reached for the handwritten pages of the story and found the next sentence. They heard a knock on the door. I lowered my hands to my lap and sat back. See, I sneered. Any more bright ideas? And then I heard a knock on the door. I gasped. Alex let out a startled cry. That didn't happen, I stammered. I didn't hear that. I imagined it. We both heard it, Alex replied, her eyes wide. We both couldn't have imagined it. But it's impossible, I insisted, picking up a candle. Then I jumped up from the desk chair and hurried across the bedroom. Where are you going? Alex demanded, chasing after me. To answer the door, I told her. No, she gasped. I was already jogging through the dark hall. My heart pounded. The candle flame seemed to throb in rhythm with my heart. I glanced back and saw Alex running after me. Zachy, wait! I didn't stop. I ran for the front door. Don't open it, Alex pled. I have to, I told her. I have to see who's there. Zachy, don't, Alex begged, but I ignored her and I pulled open the door because nobody tells me what to do. A rooster in the thunderstorm, also known as fried chicken. Oh, I love heavy rainstorms, like rain and thunder. We're actually getting closer to. We usually get them in early and mid July. It's usually like all of July. Actually, it's pretty wet month. Last year though, it was like nothing really happened. We only got a handful of rainstorms. Chapter 18. Alex gasped. I stared out at the rain. No one was there. No one. Rain pattered the front stoop. The big raindrops bounced like balls in every direction. I pushed the door shut and brushed a cold raindrop off my forehead. Weird, Alex muttered, tugging at her blonde ponytail. She pushed her glasses up on her nose. Weird. It had to have been a tree branch, I said. The wind blew a tree branch against the door, that's all. No way, Alex insisted. Tree branches don't knock. I heard a knock at the door, and so did you. We stared at each other for a long moment. Then we stared at the door. I know, Alex declared. Behind her glasses, her eyes flashed excitedly. I know why there was nobody at the door. I don't want to know, I groaned. I don't want to hear any more crazy ideas about my stories coming true. But don't you see, she cried, there was no one at the door because you didn't write someone was at the door. Ah! I screamed. Alex, please give me a break. You don't really believe that I'm controlling everything that's happening, do you? She twisted her face, thinking hard. No, she finally replied. Good. I think it's the old typewriter that's controlling everything, she said. Alex, go lie down, I instructed. I'm calling your parents to come get you. You're sick. Definitely sick. She ignored me. Maybe that's why the woman in the burned out shop gave you the typewriter, she continued. Maybe she knew it had strange powers and couldn't wait to be rid of it. Why not just destroy it then? Why did you have to? Jim Varney. Hey Vern. What's up, Vern? You don't even have a tree. Your dad cut them all down in a drunken rage. I can't wait to get rid of you, I snapped. Alex, please tell me you're not serious. You're scaring me with your nutty talk, really. But Zachy, I'm right. Everything you type, it comes true. Alex grabbed my arm and started to pull me down the hall. I pulled back. Where are you taking me? I demanded. One more test, she insisted. I followed her to my room. One more, I asked. One more test. And then will you shut up about this? She raised her right hand. Promise. She lowered her hand. Oh, thank you for writing that. Otherwise, I would have thought she was holding her hand up for the rest of the story. But you see, Zachy, you'll see I'm not crazy. Whatever you type on that old typewriter comes true. I sat down at the desk and slid candles closer to the typewriter. I stared at the flickering orange light, reading the words of the story. Hurry up, Alex. Hurry up, Alex urged. Type that somebody is standing on the other side of the door. Okay, I muttered, but this is crazy. I raised my hands to the old typewriter and typed, Drenched with rain, Adam stood on the front porch. I lowered my hands to my lap. I listened for a knock on the front door, but all I heard was a steady rush of the wind and the patter of the rain against the house. I waited, listening hard. No knock. I realized I was holding my breath. I let it out slowly, listening. No knock. No knock, I told Alex. I couldn't keep the grin from spreading across my face. See, it didn't work. She frowned. She leaned over my shoulder and read the words over. Of course it didn't work, she said. You didn't write that Adam knocked. You put him on the porch, but you didn't make him knock. I sighed. Okay, if it'll make you happy. I turned to the typewriter and typed, Adam knocked on the front door. As I lowered my hands from the keys, I heard a loud knock at the front door. See? Alex cried. It was her turn to grin. This can't be happening, I gasped. We didn't bother with the candles. We both ran full speed through the hall to the front door. Alex reached it first. She grabbed the knob and pulled open the door. Is it really Adam? I called. Chapter 19. I gaped in shock as Alex pulled Adam in from the rain. He was drenched. His curly black hair was matted to his forehead. He wasn't wearing a rain slicker or a jacket. His soaked t-shirt stuck to his body. Whoa! He exclaimed, shivering. He wrapped his arms around his chubby body as if trying to warm himself. Water poured off of him and puddled on the floor. Adam! I opened my mouth to say something, but was too shocked to form words. It's true, Alex stammered. It really works. Alex, did you find Mom's bush vodka or something? Sounds like a normal married relationship. Yeah, no shit. My favorite rain story. I lived in Vegas for a while and had a place with a pool. Nothing quite like laying at the bottom of a pool in the desert when a rainstorm watching. Oh, that's pretty cool. See, I'm a puss. I'd be too scared that lightning would strike the pool. Help! Something's controlling me, Adam. Mother always hid martini mix with the cleaning supplies. Oh my god. The tequila was behind the coffee grounds. God damn. King Midas knocked at the door. Let's see. It really works, huh? Adam appeared dazed. What are you doing here? I demanded, feeling dazed myself. His eyes wandered around the living room. I'm not sure, he exclaimed. I know I came here for a reason, but I don't remember what it was. Zachy made you come here, Alex declared. Adam shook his head hard, shaking water off himself like a dog. He narrowed his eyes at Alex. Excuse me? Alex studied Adam. Did you stand on the front porch for a while before you knocked? She demanded. Adam nodded. Yeah, I'm not sure why. I just stood there. I guess I was trying to remember why I came over here. How did you know that? Alex grinned at me. You see, I was right all along. I swallowed hard. My head was spinning. Yes, you were right, I murmured. The old typewriter. Everything I typed on it came true. And they're going to waste this gift. We already know what it's going to do. They're just going to waste this really powerful gift they had. Which makes me wonder why this woman gave away this typewriter. Unless there's like an equivalent exchange thing. Grandma used to chase my father around with a big plank of wood. Oh my God, Ronan! I thought you were making a joke about the parents in the story. What's going on? Adam demanded impatiently. He shook more water onto the rug. Why are we in the dark? The storm knocked out the lights, I told him. Follow me. I led the way to my room. On the way, I stopped at the linen closet and gave Adam a bath towel. He dried himself off as we walked to my room. I couldn't wait to tell him about my amazing typewriter. You're not going to believe this, I started. I took him over to the typewriter. He stared at it in the orange candlelight. Then Alex and I told him the whole story. When we finished, Adam burst out laughing. Very funny, he said. He shook his head, his curly hair still soaked. Water dripped down his forehead. I know you want to pay me back, Zachy, he said. I know you want to pay me back for putting the mice in your locker. I know I embarrassed you in school. He put a moist hand on my shoulder. But there's no way I'm going to fall for a dumb story like that. No way. Zachy will prove it to you, Alex chimed in. I can hardly wait. Adam sneered and rolled his eyes. No, really, I insisted. It's not a joke, Adam. It's real. Come here, I'll show you. I pulled him up to the desk, and then I Then I dropped into the chair and quickly typed out the next line in my story. The storm stopped suddenly. All was quiet. Too quiet. Adam and Alex read the words over my shoulder. I jumped up and pulled Adam to the window. Go ahead. Check it out. Chapter 20. All three of us slid around my desk and pressed our faces to the window. Like this. Yes! I cried, shaking my fists above my head. Yes! The rain had stopped. I edged between my two friends and pushed up the window. Listen, I instructed. We all listened. Not a sound outside, not even a drip of rain from the trees, not a whisper of wind. Yes! Alex cried happily. She and I slapped a high five. I turned to Adam. Do you see? I cried. Do you believe us now? Do you see? Alex repeated. Adam backed away from the window. See what? He demanded. That the rain has stopped? Yeah, I see it. But the typewriter. Adam laughed. Have you both lost it? Do you really think you stopped the rain? You two are totally messed up. It's true, I insisted. Adam, I just proved it to you. He rolled his eyes. I wanted to punch his laughing face. I really did. Here was the most amazing thing that's ever happened to anyone in the history of the world, and he thought it was a big joke. I grabbed his arm. Here, I said breathlessly. I'll prove it again. Watch. I dragged into the typewriter. I didn't bother to sit down. I leaned over to the desk and started typing something. But before I had typed 2 words, Alex tugged me away. What are you doing? I cried. I struggled to break away, but she pulled me out into the hall. He's not going to believe us, Zachy, she whispered. You can prove it to him a dozen times and he still won't believe it. Of course he will, I insisted. No way, Alex interrupted. Go ahead. Type, Adam has 2 heads. If you do it, both of his heads won't believe you. I had to think about that one. One more try, I said. Let me type one more sentence. When Adam sees it comes true, maybe he'll change his mind. Maybe he'll see it as in a joke. Maybe you guys should actually type something a little more, I don't know, impressive. Something that they wouldn't be able to... Hey! The weatherman must be losing his fucking mind. No, absolutely. They're like, Don, what the hell, man? I thought you said it was going to be clear skies. It doesn't make any sense. Tippy, hush. Who do you think you are? Clarence Clearwater Revival? Who's wrote it? I glanced into the room. No, Adam, stop, I shrieked. He had his back to us, but I could see that he was leaning over the typewriter. He was typing something onto the page. Adam, stop! Alex and I both wailed. We dove into the room. He spun around with a grin on his face. I've got to go, he exclaimed. He swept past us and down the hall. So long, suckers! He disappeared down the hall. I hurtled to the desk, my heart pounding. I stared down at the typewriter. What did Adam type? He just wrote ass. Ass. I heard the front door slam. Oh, chapter 21, by the way. I heard the front door slam. Adam had run out of the house. I didn't care about Adam now. I only cared about one thing. What did he type? I grabbed the sheet of paper and pulled it from the roller. Then I held it close to the candle flame to read it. Careful, you'll set it on fire, Alex warned. Would you guys be quiet? Good Lord. I moved it back from the flame. Orange light flickered over the... Little shits. A djinn that doesn't have a rollover wishing for more wishes appears at the door. I see a bad moon rising. Alanis Morissette, best depiction of God. I liked her depiction of God. It was very cute. Well, what did he type? Alex asked impatiently. She grabbed the paper out of my hand and read Adam's sentence out loud. The blob monster hid in Zachy's basement waiting for fresh meat. What a jerk, I cried. I don't believe him. Why'd he type that in my story? Alex stared unhappily at the page. He thought it was funny. Ha ha, I said weakly. I grabbed the page back from her. He ruined my story. Now I have to start all over. Forget your story. What about the blob monster? Alex cried. Huh? A chill tightened in the back of my neck. A sheet of paper slipped from my hand. Everything typed in the old typewriter comes true. Alex murmured. I was so upset about Adam ruining my story that I'd forgotten. What do you mean you for? All right. S is Jenny playing Barbie games. I should do that again, but I have to figure out how to get the modded Xbox to work correctly, so I don't have to go searching online for games. There's a blob monster waiting in the basement, Alex said in a low whisper, waiting for fresh meat. Fresh meat, I gulped. Alex and I froze for a moment, staring at each other in the darting candlelight. Would you please shush up? You guys are being so loud out there, and you're being loud in here, too. I'm trying to... Shh. Shh. You hush. You hush. You hush. Ow! That's it. Get out. Tippy. Oh, you know, maybe I can take a minute. I want to show you guys #1 pro Barbie game on the planet. This story kind of sucks. Kind of. To be fair, they didn't get very far in the story anyway. So why is he just right? Just kidding. Just kidding. There's no blob monster. All right, let's go. All right, you son of a bitch. That's right, your ass is grass. I'm gonna go grab the baby pigeon because I want to show you guys the baby. Get. Can you get off my head, please? Come here. Come here. Come here. Oh, I know. Oh, no. You're so chaotic. No. Come here. Forgot she's very high-strung. Say hello, Squeaker. Hello, baby. Yes, hello. Oh, no. Oh, he's so scary. Hey, chill out. You're okay. You're okay, baby. Oh, my goodness. Come here. You're okay. You're okay. Ooh, someone just got fed. Who's a little fat baby? Oh, oh. Well, oh, no, not there. Come here. Here, you can come up here. You just need to be quiet. Oh, I know. I know. Oh, I know. He's so scary. Yeah, this is a baby pigeon. She's how old are you? She was hatched on April 14th. So she's a little under a month. I did a bald head. He's so cute. He's so cute. Oh, I know. A little squeaker. Okay. You want I mean, you're a little young for the story, but I think you should be fine so long as you're not. It's a fat chicken. Ah. Cross between a chicken and a dish rag. Yeah. Yeah, she baby pigeons are goofy looking when they're young. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Hiding under my hair? Oh, you got sharp claws. I'm gonna have to. Oh, I guess she's just gonna hang out in my hair. Whew. What did you do? Alright, where was I? Oh, here we go. There's no such thing as a blob monster, I said finally. I made it up, so how can a blob monster be hiding in my basement? Alex's eyes flashed behind her glasses. You're right, she cried. They don't exist, so no problem, she smiled. But her smile faded when she heard a noise, a heavy thud. Thud. I gasped. What was that? We both turned towards the door and heard it again. Thud. Thud. Oh, I know, it's so spooky. Oh, it's spooky. Heavy and loud, like footsteps. Is it coming from the... I was so scared I was stuttering. Basement, she whispered, finishing the word for me. I picked up a candlestick. The light bounced over the wall and floor. I couldn't stop my hand from shaking. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You're fine. I couldn't stop my hand from shaking. Holding it in front of me, I made my way down the hall. Alex huddled close behind, keeping with me every step. We both stopped. The sound was closer, louder. Taking a deep breath, I stepped onto the basement door. Alex hung back, her hands pressed. Oh no. Oh no. Behind her glasses, her eyes were wide with panic and fear. It's coming from the stairs, I cried. Run! Too late. I heard another thud, and the door crashed open. Uh-oh. No, you need... Here, come into my lap. You guys stay at my lap, because the crazy one is here. Come. Oh. No, you... I made a huge mistake. There we go. Ugh. There you go. See, you're fine. See, you're fine. Oh, my goodness. See, you're fine. Here, you can hide here. I know. We will hide you back here so the tyrant can't find you. Feed the birds, tuppence a bed. You're fine. You're fine. Tippy. Chapter 22. A bright beam of light made me shut my eyes. My hands shot up to shield myself. Behind the beam of light, a large dark figure lumbered heavily through the door. Dad! I gasped. My dad lowered the flashlight to the floor. Dad, what were you doing down there? I demanded. In a high, shrill voice. Are you two okay? Dad asked, narrowing his eyes at us. Why do you look so frightened? I didn't know how to explain it. I couldn't tell him that we thought a blob monster was in the basement. Dad pointed to the basement with his flashlight. I've been down there checking the circuit breakers, he explained. I can't figure out why the lights haven't come back on. He scratched his head. We were looking for you, Alex said. We shouted down the basement for you. I went across the street to check on your mother. Then I went into the back room of the basement, Dad replied. I guess I couldn't hear you. He shook his head. What a strange storm. It came up so suddenly, and then it just stopped. What are you doing? As if someone turned it on and then turned it back off. Alex and I glanced at each other. Yeah, it was weird. I took a deep breath. Dad, I started. He beamed a light at my face. Yes, Zachy? When you were down in the basement, was there anything else? Tippy's pissed that I'm paying attention to the baby, not her. What's the pigeon's name? I don't know yet. I nicknamed her Cactus because that's what she looked like, but it probably won't be a final I'm waiting for her personality to come out to really, because that's how I ended up naming all of the other birds. I waited until I saw some of their personality, and then the name usually just popped up for me. Tippy, get out of here. You get. No, you're loud and annoying. You get. You get. Get. God, nothing scares you. Get. It's okay, good one. Too easy. Bob must have busted down the door. Hi, I'm Bob. You got any steak? I'm starving. With coconut rum and a Virginia Slim. How very 90s. Pokemon grew up real fast. Didn't Harry and the Hendersons show Bigfoot holding baby pigeons? Oh, did he? Stop abusing. I wasn't. I don't abuse my birds. If anything, they're horribly spoiled. No, I was wiggling it in front of her because usually she hates that thing. She'll attack it all the time. So I thought wiggling it in front of her would get her to move, but no, she smacked it out of my hand and then hit me in the face. Oh, I know. Let's see. Did you see anything strange down there or hear anything strange? He shook his head. No, nothing. His eyes locked on mine. Are you afraid, Zachy? I know you have problems with being in the dark like this. Would you like to hang out with me for a while? Instead of, your dork-ass friend? No, I'm fine. Really, I insisted. I just don't want to hang out with my loser-ass dad. Dad stepped past us and stared toward the kitchen. I'm gonna have to call the electric company, he said. They should have fixed the lines by now. I watched him make his way down the hall. The white beams of light bounced in front of him. I held my candle up to the basement door. I guess the typewriter didn't work this time, I told Alex happily. No blob monster, unless your dad was the blob monster. Let's go downstairs and check it out, she replied. I backed away from the open door. Are you crazy? We have to know if the typewriter has powers or not, Alex said. We have no choice, Zachy. We have to check out the basement. But, she pushed past me onto the basement stairs. She walked down the first 2 steps. Then she turned back to me. Are you coming or not? Not. You go. Tell you what, you go down there and you let me know by screaming in horrible pain if there's a blob monster down there, and I'll wait right here. I will wait right here. Of course, Bigfoot could be real, even if you never see it. Have you ever seen a baby pigeon? Have you? Or you've never seen a baby pigeon, have you? But they must exist somewhere. It's usually on roofs. That's why people don't see baby pigeons very often. I know. Oh, the world is so scary. It's such a scary world. Shh. You're fine. You just ate. You're in a nice warm spot. You're fine. Goodness gracious. Chapter 23. Did I have a choice? No. For one thing, I had the candle. I couldn't let Alex go down there just hand it to her. Here, have fun. Arrivederci. But I held back, my heart pounding, my mouth dry as cotton. Dad said he didn't hear anything, I said, so there's no reason for us to go. That's lame and you know it, Alex replied. She took another step down. Am I gonna go down alone? I forced my rubbery legs to move. What? Oh, goodness. Oh, it's such a scary... Oh, no. Oh, it's the worst thing ever. But... No, wait up, I'm coming, I said. I lowered my foot to the first stair. We'll only stay down for a second, alright? If you're gonna be super noisy, I gotta put you back. You're okay. Oh, little squeakers, you're okay. Oh my goodness. Are you crying for Mama? Mama hates me. You're okay. I'm sorry. It's because I stopped petting you. I'm so sorry. Let's see. Waiting for fresh meat, I added silently. I stumbled on the next step, but caught myself on the railing. The candle flame dipped low, but didn't blow out. The basement spread in front of us like a black pit. We both stopped at the bottom of the steps and listened. Silence. I raised the candle high, and tall stacks of cartons came into view. Behind them, I could see the wooden wardrobe closets where Mom and Dad stored our winter clothes. The blob monster could be hiding behind those tall cartons, Alex whispered, or in those closets. I swallowed hard. Alex, give me a break, I whispered back. We made our way slowly to the stack of cartons. I raised the candle high. We peeked behind the first stack. Nothing hiding there. Can we go back now? I pleaded. Alex rolled her eyes. Don't you want to know the truth? Don't you want to know if your typewriter really has powers or not? No, not really, I whispered. She ignored me. She grabbed the candle from my hand and moved behind the next stack of cartons. Hey, give that back, I cried. You're too slow, she snapped. Keep close behind me. You'll be okay. I am not okay, I insisted. I want to go back upstairs. Alex moved quickly between the stacks of cartons. I had to hurry to keep up. I never liked the basement. In fact, I was afraid of the basement, even in the daytime. I knew there really wasn't anything to be afraid of, but sometimes telling yourself that doesn't really do any good. Alex, I whispered, can we please? Oh, good night, Adam. You got pretty far. Common dementia, so when you can't make sense of things in your environment, your brain tends to blame it on people around. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I'm tired of getting shocked while I'm using my typewriter. Aw, Bowies, you're fine. I stopped when I heard the sound, a soft slapping from somewhere against the wall. Slap, 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 steady as a heartbeat. Alex had moved away from me. I saw her walking quickly toward the laundry room. Alex! I hurtled across the room. I guess hurtled is another word of the day. Hey, watch it, she exclaimed. Alex, it's down here, I shrieked. It's here, it's really here. Don't you hear it? This guy panics a lot. Chapter 24. We both froze. A steady rhythmic sound rose up from the far wall. Slap, slap, slap. Do you hear it? I whispered. Alex nodded. Her mouth had dropped open in shock. She gripped the candlesticks in both hands. What are we going to do? I whispered. It's waiting for fresh meat, she murmured. I know, I groaned. You don't have to say it. I pulled her arm. Come on, we have to tell Dad. I gazed through the darkness of the hallway. The steps seemed a million miles away. We'll never make it, I choked out. We have to run past the blob monster to reach the stairs. What's our choice? Alex shot back. Pick one, Zachy. Choice 1, we stay here. Choice 2, we don't stay here. She was right, of course. We had to make a run for it. Maybe if we ran fast enough, we'd take it by surprise. Maybe the blob monster was too big to run fast. Snap, snap, snap. Let's go, Alex urged. I'll go first since I have the light. Can we run side by side? I asked softly. She nodded. Without a word, we took off. That was a paragraph of a chapter. Chapter 20. Oh, I know, it's so spooky. I'm so sorry. He's not real. Quick, feed it some hot dogs. Pro was down there slapping his belly. Chapter 25. Oh wow, we're kind of moving. Our shoes thudded over the concrete basement floor. I struggled to keep Alex at my side. My legs felt so heavy as if I were running uphill. Whoa! I cried out when the lights flashed on. Startled, we both stopped running. I blinked hard, waiting for my eyes to adjust in the bright ceiling. Slap, slap. We both turned to the far wall to see the blob monster and stared at the pale white hand slapping against the wall beneath the basement window. A hand? It's a rubber glove, Alex examined. It's one of Dad's gardening gloves, I choked out. What? Dad usually leaves his heavy gardening gloves on that window ledge. One of the gloves was hanging from a nail, and the wind kept slapping it against the wall. Alex laughed first, then I joined in. It felt good to laugh, and it felt especially good to know that no blob monster was hiding in the basement. What a relief. Alex and I climbed happily up the stairs. Then she made her way to the front door. Thanks for the awesome entertainment, she teased. It was better than a movie. See you tomorrow. She started out the door, then turned back. We definitely got a little crazy tonight, Zachy. I mean, about that old typewriter. Yeah, I guess, I admitted. It doesn't have any special powers. It didn't make a blob monster appear in the basement. And all the lights came back on without me having to type that they came back on. The typewriter didn't cause anything to happen tonight. It was all a coincidence, Alex said. Ooh, big word, I teased. She slammed the door behind her. Woo. Bob the Blob began to sob. You call me a blob? Why, the fat shaving. The book really did go by fast. I don't think that's a good sign. Yeah. You should be a voiceover. Oh, hi, Demon. Oh, you're sweet. I'm just being goofy. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, it's so scary. You are so warm. You're like a little heater. Oh my goodness. Are you doing anything, Zachy? Mom asked. Not really. It was Saturday afternoon, and I was just hanging. Shh. I know I have you up too high. You're spooked. It's okay. You're gonna be flying soon. You're gonna be flying soon. You need to learn how to. It was a Saturday afternoon, and I was just hanging out. I had a ton of homework to do, so I was lying on the couch staring up at the ceiling. Did you just poop on me? No, you didn't. It's just this baby pigeons are so freaking warm. They're like little furnaces. Why are you so hot? My goodness. Ow, ow, ow. You're digging into my. Ow, 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 ow. You have the sharpest nails ever. I gotta take you to the groomers and have them trimmed down. Why do you have such. Are you part hawk? Are you part hawk, little one? Why do you smell like Pop-Tarts? You smell like Pop-Tarts. Pidge tarts. Pidgey tarts. It was Saturday afternoon and I was just hanging out. I had a ton of homework to do, so I was lying on the couch staring up at the ceiling, thinking of excuses not to do it. Can you run to the store for me? Mom asked. The Enderbees are coming for dinner and I need a few things. She held up. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I am sorry. There, I'm holding you. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. She held up a slip of paper. It's a short list. No problem, I said, climbing up from the couch. Maybe I can add a few items to the list, I thought, taking it from her hands. Oh, that's funny. Maybe I could get a few candy bars or a box of Pop-Tarts. She got mad because I put her down. Oh, it's such a hard time being a baby bird in this world. Pop-Tart bird. I love to eat Pop-Tarts raw. Oh, you psycho. Ride your bike, okay? Mom asked. I'm kind of in a hurry. Come straight back, okay? No problem, I repeated. I tucked the list into my back pocket of my jeans and headed to the garage to get my bike. The afternoon sun poured down. The hot air felt cold, hot and dry, more like summer than spring. I jumped onto my bike and pedaled down the driveway standing up. I turned toward town and sat down, paddling fast, riding no hands. A few minutes later, I leaned my bike against the brick wall of Jack's. Jack's is mainly a meat market, but they sell fruits and vegetables and other groceries too. The bell over the glass door clanged as I stepped inside. Mrs. Jack was at her usual spot, leaning... Are you okay? Leaning her elbows on the counter beside the cash register. Mrs. Jack is a big, platinum-haired woman with about a dozen chins. They always... Like, all the side characters are always catching strays. Like, they're best Pop-Tart flavor. I haven't had Pop-Tarts in a million years, but I just always liked the strawberry one. The strawberry one was always my jam. There was one that was like cinnamon that I liked a lot. I said, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh. With a dozen chins. She wears bright red lipstick and long dangling earrings. She's really nice to everyone except kids. Then she's not nice to everyone, is she? She hates kids. I guess she thinks we only come into her store to steal. When a kid comes in, she follows him up and down the aisle and never takes her eyes off him. I closed the door behind me and reached into my back pocket for my shopping list. What? What? You already ate, Chubby. Chubby baby, you already ate. Get here. Get in there, and you be quiet. The chubby little baby does nothing but eat. You chubby little baby. Shh. You're okay. You're okay. I closed the door behind me and reached into my back pocket for my shopping list. Mrs. Jack had the newspaper spread out in front of her on the counter. She raised her eyes slowly and made a disgusted face at me. Help you? She muttered. I waved the list, just buying a few things for my mom. She grabbed the list out of my hand and squinted at it. Then she handed it back with a grunt. Tuna in the back at the bottom, she said. Thanks. I picked up a shopping basket and hurried to the back of the store. A big air conditioner rattled against the wall. A fan in front of it blew cold air down the narrow aisle. I found the tuna quickly and dropped 2 cans into my basket. The long white display counter of the meat department stretched in front of me. Behind the glass, cuts of red meat were lined up in perfect rows. Beside the counter, an enormous side of beef hung from the ceiling. That's really gross, I thought. It looked like an entire cow, stripped of its hide, hanging upside down. Yuck, yeah, I agree. I started to turn away from it when the dead cow moved. It swung to the right, then swung back. I stared in surprise. The cow swung further to the right, then back. I watched it swing on its rope, swinging heavily from side to side, and then I heard a harsh, whispered voice, "Fresh meat, fresh meat." Chapter 26. A low moan escaped my throat as I gaped at the side of the beef swinging so slowly back and forth, back and forth. "Fresh meat," came the raspy whisper again. "No," I blurted out. I dropped my shopping basket and started to step back. I let out another cry as Adam stood up and stepped out from behind the meat counter. He had a gleeful grin on his face. "Fresh meat," he whispered, and then burst out laughing. Annie and Emmy stepped out from behind the counter, giggling and shaking their heads. "Awesome!" Annie exclaimed. "Zachy, you're bright red," her sister laughed. My face burned as hot as the sun. I felt so embarrassed. How could I fall for such a dumb joke? Now I knew that they would tell everyone at school that I freaked out over a side of beef. "What are you doing here?" I shrieked. "We saw you on your bike," Adam replied. "We followed you into the store. Didn't you see us? We were right behind you." "Ah!" I let out a frustrated cry and balled my hands into fists. What's going on? Oh, wait, how did I do? "What's going on back there?" Mrs. Jack's harsh voice rattled the shelves. "What are you kids doing?" "Nothing," I called. "I found the tuna." I turned back to Adam and the twins. "Give me a break," I muttered. That's the third one. He said, "Give me a break" like 6 times. Don't half a cow, man. Chubby little baby loves Goosebumps, Goosebumps. Chubby little baby loves Oral Stan. You gotta stop whining. You guys just stop whining. I don't want to put you back quite yet because I haven't had a day to, I haven't handled you today, and I need to make you used to hands. Oh goodness. You got the do. Hell yeah, that's a great theme. Would you stop? You just ate. You do not need to have any more food. My goodness. Get your little feet up there. Get your little feet up there. Oh, no. Get your little feet up there. There you go. It's always something with you. Your crop is full. You do not need food. You are so crazy. You are just a little chubby baby. Look, you've got food in your crop. You are being a greedy little baby. You are being greedy. Let's see here. For some reason that struck them as funny. They giggled and slapped each other high fives. What a bunch of freaking dweebs. Then Adam stuck out both arms. He held them stiffly in front of him like a sleepwalker and began marching stiff-legged towards the aisle toward me. "You're controlling me, Zachy," he declared in a machine-like voice. "I'm in your power." He staggered towards me like some kind of zombie. "Your typewriter controls me, Zachy." Oh, okay. All right. She wants food. I gotta go give her to her mom so her mom will feed her. You have food, you little chubby. Oh. Say goodbye to chubby little baby Pidgey before she goes gets more food. Go on. Oh, good. Tis a madhouse in here. A madhouse. Tis a madhouse, Tibby. Little chubby Pidgey. Pigeon intermission, yeah. Look, they eat a whole lot before they're able to fly. If she had just eaten, even though her crop was, I could still feel food in her crop. She's like, nope, I need more. I'd still have her, but she can't be squeaking the whole time. Adam, you're not funny, I cried. The girls giggled. They closed their eyes, stuck out their arms, and started marching towards me, too. We're in your power, Emmy chanted. You're controlling our every move, Annie said. This isn't funny, I shouted furiously. Get lost, you guys. I turned and saw Mrs. Jack bouncing towards us, her face as red as her lipstick. What are you doing back there? She bellowed. This isn't a clubhouse. Adam and the girls instantly lowered their sleepwalker arms. Annie and Emmy backed up against the meat counter. Are you buying anything? Mrs. Jack demanded, huffing and puffing from her long journey from the cash register. If you're not buying anything, get out. Go to the playground. We're going, Adam murmured. He couldn't get past Mrs. Jack. She filled the aisle. Why? Does R.L. Stein have an issue with heavy people? So he scooted down the next aisle. Annie and Emmy hurried after him. Mrs. Jack glared at me. I'm almost finished, I stammered. I picked up the basket. I searched for my list, but I couldn't find it. No problem. I remembered what was on it. I found the other items and dropped them in the basket. Mrs. Jack stayed with me the whole while. Then she walked me to the front of the store. I paid and hurried out. I was so angry at Adam and the girls, I forgot about the candy bars. They're always making fun of me, I griped to myself. Always playing mean tricks, always trying to make me look like a jerk. Always, always. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick to death of it. See, is he gonna write their brutal murder or something on the typewriter? Oh. You don't eat before a flight? Do you get nauseous from it, or is it just something that, I haven't read the story it's based on, but it was like, Stephen King wrote it. It was originally called The Body. Wait, what are you talking about? Adam then slowly crawled inside the rusted wood chipper. I wish I had Popeyes. Too bad Stand By Me isn't in the public domain. Oh, I watched that movie probably a little too young. Watch that one. Oh. There we go. You moved it the next page. That's where I was confused. Sick, sick, sick! I chanted the word all the way home. I hopped off my bike and let it crash in the driveway. Then I ran inside and tossed the grocery bag onto the kitchen counter. Sick, 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 sick. I'm going to totally lose it if I don't cool down, I decided. I ran up to my room and shoved a fresh sheet of paper onto the old typewriter. Then I plopped into the desk chair and furiously started typing the third Blob monster story. The scariest one of all. I typed as fast as I could. I didn't even think about it. I let my anger do the thinking. I didn't write it out first. I didn't plan it. I didn't know what was going to happen next. I leaned over the old typewriter and typed. In the story, the ugly pink blob monster attacks the whole town. People are screaming, running in every direction, running for their lives. 2 police officers step forward to fight the blob monster off. It opens its huge mouth and swallows them whole. Shrieks of terror fill the town. The enormous blob monster is eating everyone alive. Yes, I cried out loud. Yes! I was paying everyone back, the whole town back, even though there was only like 6 kids that were kind of assholes to me. I watched Alligator when I was 6. I get nauseous if I'm hungry on a plane, but I don't want to go. Oh, gotcha. I mean, I don't blame you. I motioned to have Jenny read Stephen King's The Body. Ooh. I mean, if you guys want, that's what I'll say. It's alive. If you want me to, I can read it though. That one might be a little more tricky because Stephen King stuff is watched a lot closer than Goosebumps. Good Lord, it's a madhouse in here every day. Yes! Oh, yeah. It was the most exciting, most terrifying story I ever wrote. Page after page. Zachy, you forgot something, a voice called. I started to type those words into the story, then I recognized Mom's voice. Breathing hard, I spun away from the typewriter and found Mom leaning in the doorway, shaking her head fretfully. You have to go back to the store, she said. You forgot the loaf of Italian bread. We need bread for dinner tonight. Ooh, Italian bread. Oh, sorry. I glanced back at my story and sighed. It was going so well. I was having such a good time. I'll get back to writing it after I go to the store, I decided. I took more money from Mom, then I picked up my bike from the driveway. I thought of my Blob Monster story as I pedaled into town. It was the best story I ever wrote, I decided. I can't wait to read it to Alex. I heard a thud of footsteps on the sidewalk. A man in a business suit came running by, a dark blur. He ran so fast I couldn't see his face. What's his problem, I wondered. He's too dressed up to be jogging. Whoa! I had to swerve the curb of a blue station Take two. I had to swerve to the curb as a blue station wagon roared toward me. The woman at the wheel honked her horn and waved frantically at me. Her tires squealed as she shot around the corner. Everyone in such a hurry today, I muttered to myself. Then I heard a scream. A man's scream. I pedaled faster. I was a block away from town. I could see the awning over the doorway of Jack's grocery store in the corner. I saw two people running past the store, running at top speeds, waving their hands. I screeched to a halt when I heard another scream. Look out! Someone shrieked. Run! Call the police! Two kids ran past me. One of them was sobbing. Hey, what's going on? I called to them, but they kept running. They didn't answer. I started pedaling again, standing up, leaning over my handlebars, trying to see what all the fuss was about. As I reached town, I saw people running down the center of the street, cars honking, people screaming. What's going on? I called. Is there a fire or something? Somebody tell me what's going on. And then I saw what was happening, and I opened my mouth in a shrill scream of horror and fell off my bike. Get your lazy ass back to the fucking store. You know, I have sent nieces and nephews and family to the stores while I was cooking something, and a lot of the times they get everything, but the once in a while somebody would forget something. I would usually just go myself because I would feel bad about sending them back out. I was like, I'll do it. Just make sure the sauce doesn't burn while I'm gone. Chapter 27. Oh, there's only 33 chapters in this too. I mean, the story's kind of boring, but in defense, it is written pretty well. Like there are some sentences, like multiple sentences that could have been easily condensed into a sentence, but I don't think it's a terribly written story. In fact, it's suspiciously a little too good to be Stein. Lifts up his mom's severed arm. Wah! My room is so cool. Oh, thank you. It's everywhere, right? Like it's a mess right now because I'm getting ready to sell the place because I need a bigger place because I got too much shit and I have animals and they deserve to have more flying room. But thank you. I was gonna, unfortunately, I didn't even think about it until I was gonna do a walkthrough of the house, but it doesn't. I already took a bunch of stuff off the walls and everything in the other rooms, so it doesn't look like it did. So it's a little bit a bummer. There are 2 movies posted named It's Alive, but neither are 1974 over-the-top baby killer classic. That's such a weird sentence. Over-the-top baby killer baby classic. I read that completely wrong. Oh. Hello, little nightmare. Chapter 27. Ow! I landed hard on my right side. The bike slammed on top of me. The handlebar jabbed me in the neck. A man ran past. Get away, kid! He shouted. Hurry! Get away! I shoved the bike off me and climbed to my feet, my heart pounding in my chest. I brushed myself off and gaped at the enormous pink blob throbbing on the next corner. A horrified groan escaped my throat. You think you'd just yell at that point. It looks like It looks just like I described in my story, I realized. Like a huge, slimy human heart, pink and wet, with tiny black eyes and purple veins nodding on the top of its head, and a mouth cut into its belly, throbbing, throbbing. Zachy, I think I might. I think, It's my monster! I cried. Two little girls frowned at me as their mother tugged them away. I recognized her, Mrs. Willow, who lived across the street. Zachy, run! She cried, pulling each girl by the hand. It's a horrible monster! I know. She pulled her daughters across the street, but I didn't follow. I took a deep breath and made my way slowly down the street toward the throbbing Blob. Stop saying throbbing. Yep, the story went exactly where I thought it was headed. Yeah. People were being trampled. The children never stood a chance. Took a deep breath and made my way slowly down the street toward the throbbing blob monster. I wrote this, I realized. Just before I came to town, I typed the scene. I wrote that the blob monster attacked the town. Well, I guess the bread is going to be free. As I stepped closer, I saw the trail of thick slime the monster left behind. Its belly pulled open, and I saw its purple tongue darting from side to side. My legs trembled as I stepped even closer. People screamed and ran. Cars and vans roared past. Horns honking, everyone running, desperate to escape. But I couldn't leave. I couldn't take my eyes off of it. I made you, I thought, horrified and confused and amazed all at the same time. I created you. I wrote this story. I created you and I can destroy you. As I stared in amazement, my mouth widened. It made sick sucking sounds and the purple tongue scraped the sides of its mouth. Thick yellow drool poured out of its open mouth, and the blob monster bobbed forward. Its purple tongue leaped out at me. Hey! I cried out. I struggled to back away. The hot, sticky tongue wrapped around my leg and started to pull me toward the slimy open mouth. Let go! I tugged on the tongue as hard as I could. Help me! Two dark uniformed officers leapt in front of me. They had their nightsticks raised because they can't do guns, I guess. Baby's first mass murder. With angry cries, they both began pounding the throbbing creature. God damn it. I'm too immature to read this story. Pound, pound, pound. The nightsticks made a soft plopping sound with each hit. The blob monster uttered a sickening gurgle and its tongue slid off my leg. Run, one of the officers screamed. Get going. My legs were shaking so hard I nearly fell. I could still feel the slimy hot tongue on my leg. I stumbled back and gaped in horror as the blob monster pulled its open mouth open. The fat purple tongue swung around both police officers. They beat it with their sticks. They shoved it. They tried to wrestle free, but the tongue tightened around them and pulled them into the huge mouth of the creature's belly. Pulled them both inside, and then the mouth slammed shut with a disgusting splat. No! I wailed. I wanted to pound my fists against the monster, pound it until it melted into the ground. Yeah, that was like Stein knew what he was doing with the... I wanted to pound the monster until it melted into the ground. It's all my fault, I screamed. I wrote that scene with the policeman. It was all in my story I just typed. I wrote that the blob monster ate them both, and now it's come true. My frightening story has come true. Every scene of it. The blob monster uttered disgusting sounds as it... the blob monster uttered disgusting gulping sounds as it ingested its human meat. Its tiny black eyes locked on mine as it gulped. What happens next? What happens next in my story? I asked myself, trembling all over, my heart pounded, struggling to think. And then, with a shudder, I remembered what happened. The blob monster follows me home. Oh no! Man, this is why you don't write things out of anger. Attack on Titan flashbacks. A blob monster's only weakness are wooden clubs. Well, famously so. Chapter 28. The blob monster made a final gulp, then it opened its mouth in a disgusting gassy burp. Sickened by the sour odor, I staggered back. I've got to think of something, I told myself. I gotta stop this monster or it'll eat me next. The blob monster began to slide forward, plopping wetly on the sidewalk as it moved. I knew I couldn't stand there another second. I spun away and forced my rubbery legs to run. I picked up my bike off the street and jumped on. I began to pedal before I had my balance and nearly crashed into a brick wall. I struggled frantically to turn around, to turn myself around to calm down enough to ride. Finally, I pedaled away, groaning with each thrust of my foot. I sped out of town. Halfway down the next block, I glanced back. Just as I had written, the blob monster was following me, pounding rapidly over the pavement, the purple veins on top of its head bouncing with it. Behind it, a trail of slime thickened the street. It's so fast, I realized. It's keeping up with me. What happens next? What did I type next? Oh no! I shrieked when I remembered. This was the part where I fall off my bike! My front tire hit a rock and I went flying over the handlebars. Once again, I hit the pavement hard. Once again, I shoved my bike off me and jumped to my feet. I turned to see the blob monster catching up. Wait, if he was so pissed off, why was he writing a story about him getting hurt and chased and stuff by the blob? Why wouldn't he, if he's so pissed off, why wouldn't he just make it that everybody else is getting fucked up by the monster, but he's totally cool? This is a very dumb protagonist. And I realize that's kind of par for the course with Goosebumps books, but goddamn. The blob monster was on a Schwinn steer. Is that how he's keeping up? He's also on a bike? I turned to see the blob monster catching up, plopping quickly up the street, its mouth gaping open, its tongue stretching out for me. I spun away and ran into Alex and Adam. Run! Don't just stand there, I screeched. It's catching up. Zachy, are you okay? Alex asked. No time for questions, I gasped, shoving them both. Run! The blob monster is real. I wrote it, and now it's doing everything I wrote. Adam laughed. He turned to the blob monster. Wait. Adam laughed. He turned to the blob monster. Do you think I'm stupid, Zachy? Is this a what is that? Some kind of a balloon? Adam, don't! I cried. I grabbed for him and missed. He went running up to the blob monster. God damn, he's real stupid. I thought Zachy was stupid, but god damn, Adam Levine is just if I knew more Maroon 5 titles of songs, I would have inserted them already, but I only know like one. If I would have known this character, I would have just looked up just to try to shoehorn them in. Yeah, it's some kind of big balloon, Adam repeated, grinning. The monster's purple tongue slid around Adam's waist. It pulled Adam easily into its open mouth, and then the monster swallowed him whole. Alex and I both screamed. Did you write that? Alex turned to me and demanded in a trembling voice. I nodded. Yes, it's in my story. Alex grabbed my shoulder. Well, what happens next? Tell me, what comes next? I don't know, I stammered. That's where I stopped writing. Okay, then why are you... He did a sick bunny hop. Freud, this child is clearly afraid of and confused by his oncoming puberty. To Bob the Blob, dumbass. Do-da-do-da-do-do-do-da-do-da-do-do. All right. Home stretch, guys. We are 83% through the story. Chapter 29. Alex and I never ran so fast in our lives. Oh, hi, Brandon. I believe in miracles. Where are you from? Oh, I believe in miracles. Where are you from? You sexy thing now. Thank you, Brandon. Alex and I never ran so fast in our lives. By the time we reached my house, my head was throbbing and my side was aching. We both gasped for breath as we pushed open the front door. "Anyone home?" I shouted into the house. "Mom? Mom?" No reply. She must have gone... What do you mean she must have gone out? Why did your mom go out when she was waiting for you to come back with bread to finish up dinner? That makes no sense. I turned and glimpsed the blob monster bouncing hard toward over Alex's front yard. "No time!" I cried to Alex. "No time! Hurry!" She slipped inside the house and I slammed the door behind us and locked it. Then I lurched towards my room, holding my aching side, forcing my rubbery legs is another one that he keeps using. Legs to move. I mopped the sweat. You know what I should do? I should have like a little like word counter next to my head over here so we can keep adding. Like every time he reuses, muttered is one, murmured is another one he used, rubbery legs, give me a break, that was used a lot in this. I understand why he's doing it, but I'm gonna have to figure out a way to do that, because that seems... Alex was 60 pounds overweight, so I just had to outrun her. I lurched toward my room, holding my aching side, forcing my rubbery legs to move. I mopped the sweat off my forehead with my arm. Then I dropped into the desk chair and raised my hands over the typewriter keys. Alex hurried beside me. "What are you going to do?" she asked breathlessly. "No time to explain," I choked out. I heard a thumping at the front door, then I heard a loud crack. And I knew the huge pink blob had broken down the door. "No time! No time!" I declared. I furiously started to type. "I'm typing an ending," I told Alex. "I'm going to type that the blob monster disappears and that it never existed and that Adam and the 2 policemen are okay." Squish, squish. Alex and I both gasped. We heard the blob monster's slimy body, so close now, moving closely towards us through the halls. I knew I only had a few seconds to type the ending. Squish. Right outside my bedroom door, I held my breath and pounded the keys. Pounded as hard and fast as I could until... "No! What's wrong?" Alex shrieked. "The keys are jammed!" We both screamed again as the blob monster bounced into the room. How'd the blob monster fit through the door? I mean, it doesn't have any like bones or anything, so it's probably like Jello, just... Oh God, what are they doing in there? What accent does Bob have? I don't know. Bob the Blob? I don't know. I would say maybe a Jersey accent. Fuck. Oh shit. I don't know if I... What would a Jersey accent be? See, the most... Is it the "I'm walking here" or is that New York? "Hey, I'm walking here." I can't do accents to save my fucking life, I swear. Chapter 30. Oh, goodness. This is so tension-filled. How will they get out of this? You know, when keys are jammed, if I remember, you just have to, like, pull them back up, right? Or push the little pad, or the pedal back, or something like that. I kind of feel like this is a problem that you're just making up. Oh, is Carl from Aquatune? Use two's lesbians or something? I can't even do this. I can hear it in my head, but I can't fucking do it. It doesn't matter. Nothing matters anymore. I'm just a blob monster. Blob monster looking cool. Oh, baby, don't get down on yourself. Can you get down on yourself? One of my favorite lines. One of my favorite lines that Carl says. Oh, baby, don't get down on yourself. Can you get down on yourself? And again, it was like, just doesn't matter. Nothing matters. None of this matters. Takes off his sick Oakleys. I mean, he had bitches. What show did everyone like more, Goosebumps or Are You Afraid of the Dark? I had a bunch of tapes of Are You Afraid of the Dark, so I would have to say that just because I didn't watch the Goosebumps series until I was for the first time, until it was like I was well into my teens by the time I was like, I'm gonna watch this show, because I was a little too young to really watch it back then. And you want to turn them on. Again, that episode has shakes. It has my favorite shake line that I I want a shirt that says it, but it's funny because it's a quote that needs context, so it wouldn't make any sense. But it's in that episode where he's got Carl, where like they accidentally wood chipper his body, and then they find a bunch of eyeballs and they turn him to an eyeball abomination. And they're going back and forth, and then Shake goes, "Look, is he gonna be able to chase us? Because if I woke up looking like that, I would just run to the nearest living thing and kill it." I think it might actually be my favorite Aqua Teen Hunger Force quote, but there's so many. I could sit on here for hours and talk about Aqua Teen. Oh, I kind of figured you remember it, Crowley, but I was letting the remainder of the group know, the other 12 folk in here, that just in case you didn't know, that's possibly the greatest Shake line. Okay, chapter 30. We have 3 chapters after this, you guys, so get ready. The blob monster's body heaved up and down. The creature panted, its entire body bouncing, the white slime puddling on the floor around it. Why? Ugh, why did it have to be white slime? The slash of a mouth in the belly opened and closed, opened and closed. The purple tongue licked the mouth as the monster's eyes narrowed on me. Alex gasped and backed up against the wall. "Zachy, type an ending!" she screamed breathlessly. "Make that thing disappear! I can't!" "They're jammed! I can't untangle them! Zachy, please!" Well, wait, wouldn't the blob just kind of stop? He wouldn't attack them, right? Because he didn't write that he attacked them. So, there's no consistency in this story. My favorite Carl line is, "You're just breaking my balls." You're just breaking my balls. I have 2 of them. I kind of, again, circling back, I probably would say Are You Afraid of the Dark, but that's just because I rewatched those tapes so many times, as my older siblings loved that show. They had the entire series on tapes. Bob the Blob cracks his tentacles. "Let's go, bro." He's like, "Come on, let's go, bro." "You rude to my sister? You talking shit about my sister, bro?" Those 2 parakeets sound really close. There, 2 of my younger parakeets like to cautiously explore the living room, but they do that thing where like they'll get a little bit farther and then run back because they're scared, and then they'll get a little farther and they'll run back. I took a nap this afternoon and I woke up with both of them on my head. So freaked me out because I just had like this little cold thing on my head, or a little cold foot on my cheek. Let's see. And then I saw the fat purple tongue leap. It rolled out of the blob monster's open belly like a garden hose. I opened my mouth in a terrified wail as the tongue stretched across the room. Reached for me. The tongue wrapped around the typewriter, lifted it easy. I grabbed it with both hands. Why would it go for the typewriter? My hand slid across the tongue, so hot, burning hot and sticky. The tongue pulled back, snapped back like elastic, and carried the typewriter into the monster's gaping mouth. As I stared in horror, the blob monster swallowed the typewriter. I leaned up against the desk chair and stepped up beside Alex. We pressed our backs against the wall and watched helplessly as the blob monster throbbed and heaved, digesting the typewriter. "We're doomed," Alex murmured. "The typewriter, it's gone. Now there's no way to destroy the monster." "Wait," I cried. "I have an idea." "Oh shit, Zach, he's airing up his Jordans." I mean, the Animal Planet was pretty cool. I used to like to watch the Animal Planet shows. It's just, if it was a documentary, and I thought that maybe, and I usually try to avoid watching Predator Animal Planet documentaries because I didn't want to watch them kill any animals. Or when I was like, somebody's gonna die here, I would like just switch the channel and wait a little while and then switch back, because I didn't want to see animals get hurt. Chapter 31. I dove back to the desk and searched the desktop. What are you doing? Alex cried. The blob monster is also very patient, I gotta say. The blob monster doesn't seem to be in any type of hurry. He's like, all right, guy, you wrote me into existence, so I'll give you a head start. The blob monster let out a sick gurgling sound as it digested the typewriter. The pen, I told Alex, the pen! I pulled open the desk drawer and saw the old pen in front. I grabbed it and slammed the drawer shut. I held it up to show Alex. The old pen the woman gave me. Maybe it has the same powers as the typewriter. No, because you wrote with it before. You wrote with it before. You wrote your whole story out with the pen. That won't work. I swear to God, if this fucking works, he's gonna get a sternly written letter from me. Alex gets the shotgun and kills Bob the Blob. Huh. Bob the Blob then proceeds to put on a pair of brass knuckles and pulled awkwardly with the switchblade at the same time. Bob the Blob opened up a law blog online for his law firm. Blah, 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 blah. Law blog. Meerkat Manor. What happened to Shakespeare? I forgot about Meerkat Manor. Man, they really like to to heighten some of the drama in that show. I don't know why Bob the Blob is a New Jersey surfer douche, but it's canon now. I'll take it. I grabbed a sheet of paper and leaned over the desk. I pulled off the cap and lowered the pen. I wrote one word and felt something hot and wet slap against the side of my face. The wet purple tongue slid against me. I cried out and dropped the pen. My hand shot up to my cheek. I felt hot, sticky slime. My stomach heaved. The tongue curled around the old pen and carried it to the mouth. No! The creature sucked the pen into its belly and began to digest. Now what? Alex asked in a whisper. What can we do now? It's going to eat us next. I jumped to my feet. The desk chair toppled over. I stepped away from it, my eyes on the doorway. Make a run for it, I cried. Alex stepped back. We can't. That thing, it's blocking the way. We'll never get past it. She was right. The blob would stick out its tongue and pull us easily into its mouth. Try the window, I cried desperately. We both turned to the window. It was bolted shut because of the air conditioner. Doomed. We're doomed. We both turned back to the throbbing pink monster, and then I had one more idea. Throbbing pink monster. I swear to God, Stein. Alex, remember when Adam typed something on my story and it didn't come true? She nodded, keeping her eyes on the gurgling monster. Yeah, but so what? Well, I continued, maybe that's because it's me that has the power. Maybe the power isn't in the typewriter or the pen. Maybe I got the power that night in the antique shop when I was zapped by the electric shock. Sure, Alex said, incredulous. Maybe it's been in me the whole time. All I have to do is think of what I want to happen and it'll come true. Maybe, Alex repeated. She started to say something else, but the Bob the Blob suddenly bounced towards us, squishing over the rug, and its tongue rolled out towards us. The fat tongue licked her arm. It left a thick smear of sticky drool on her skin. Think faster, Zachy. Jesus. Make it disappear. I froze in horror as the fat tongue wrapped around Alex. It lifted her off the floor. Screaming, she thrashed her arms and kicked. Squirming frantically, she wrapped her hands around a sticky tongue. But the disgusting tongue squeezed tighter, held her in its slimy grip. I shut my eyes. Think, I instructed myself. Think hard. Think the blob monster is gone. 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 I thought with all my might. Would it work? Are you drunk? Alice got stuck in the doorframe. You damn you, McDonald's! Chapter 32. Wait, that was 31? Oh, I guess it was. I think I forgot to mention I was on chapter 31. Chapter 32. The monster's gone. That's what I thought. The monster is gone. 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 I silently chanted the word over and over. And I opened my eyes, and the blob monster was gone. Alex stood in the center of the floor, a dazed expression on her face. It worked, she choked out. I do have the power, I realized. I closed my eyes again and started to think. Adam is back, I thought. Adam is back. I opened my eyes, and Adam stood beside me. So when he thinks about the police officers, they're just going to pop up in the room next to him, and they're like, why are we in a child's bedroom? Where are we? He blinked several times and squinted at me. What's happening? He asked. I have it, I cried happily. I have the power, not the typewriter. What are you talking about? Adam demanded. What power? Oh, so he's becoming that kid from Twilight Zone. You wouldn't understand, I told him. Alex started to laugh. Before I realized it, I was laughing too. Joyful laughter, relieved laughter. All three of us stood there laughing happily ever after. Chapter 33. As God is my witness, he is broken in half. Slobberknocker King 6. He's broken in half. Let him have the power. Out of nowhere, Pyramid Head enters the ring with a steel chair. That kind of reminds me of that old claymation show. What the hell was that claymation? It was just a super violent. What? It was an MTV show. I only vaguely remember it because I'd only seen a couple clips here and there. But I do remember it was like a. Was it a wrestling thing? Maybe it was a wrestling thing. I just remember seeing clips where it was super violent. Ooh. God. Ooh. But anyway, I'm pretty sure it was MTV. Celebrity that sounds right. Celebrity Deathmatch. But yeah, that sounds like what you guys were explaining. I mean, that's gotta be it if so many people are saying that's what it is. Alright, chapter 33, guys. Last chapter. Well, did you like... Well, did you like my story? The pink blob monster neatened the pages he had just read and set them down on the desk. He turned to his friend, a green-skinned blob monster. Did you write that? The green monster asked. The pink blob monster gurgled with pride. Yes, did you enjoy it? I did, his friend replied. Thank you for reading it to me. It's very exciting. Well written. What do you call it? I call it Attack of the Humans, the blob monster replied. Do you really like it? Do you really like it? Yes, those humans are really gross, his friend replied. Do you know what my favorite part is? What part? What part is that? When the blob monster ate Adam. It was really fun, the green creature declared. But I have one problem with the story. The pink blob monster bobbed up and down. The veins on top of his head turned darker purple. Problem with my story? Well, what is it? Oh, that's right. I was supposed to be doing a pretend I'm doing a New Jersey accent because I cannot do a New Jersey accent. When the blob monster ate Adam, it was really fun, the green creature declared. But I haven't. Oh, sorry. Blah 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 blah. That's a problem with my story. Well, the green friend replied, why did you give it such an unhappy ending? I hated it when the human shut his eyes, and the blob monster disappeared. It was so sad. Oh, you think so? The blob monster asked, gazing down thoughtfully at the pages he had written. Yes, his friend replied. You should have had a happy ending instead. Everybody likes a happy ending. I don't know why I'm doing this dumb shit. The pink blob monster picked up his story. Oh, you're right. I'll change the ending. I'll have the blood monster eat them all. Oh, shoot, I should have done just Clayface. You're right. I should have changed everything. Have the blob monster eat them all. Great. I love it. Oh, no, now his friend. No, that's a great ending. You fucking motherfucker. That's the ending. I swear to God. The Ghost Next Door. Did we read that one? This kind of sounds... I'm really not surprised they pulled this bullshit again. It's broken in half. They need to bring that show back. Thank goodness humans aren't real. So, that's the ending. Now, I don't know. I'm trying to see if any of this rings a bell. The Ghost Next Door. Have we read that one? Kisses. Good girl. Kisses. Good girl. Good job. I gotta say, Tippy, it wasn't the worst one, but it definitely was a little goofy. Now a recap. The recap. Do you remember? Were you paying attention? No? The recap is some kid wanted to type, or wanted to write a scary story. His friends were kind of assholes. He was going to steal something from an antique store, but then the antique lady was like, "Fuck it, take it. I don't care." They thought it was a little suspicious. Why would this woman just let somebody have a typewriter, or an old typewriter, in a burned out store that was probably just gonna be that it's rare she lets me kiss her on the top of her head. Usually she's not cool with that. Tippy doesn't like to be tipped, or doesn't like to be pet 90% of the time, and doesn't like kisses, but sometimes she will allow it when she feels like it, on her terms. That's right. Then they write they test it out in the most boring way. You know, I know it was supposed to be written by a blob monster, but it's still, even looking at it from like just switching it out that it's the blob monsters making the story, it's still goofy as shit. Excuse me, that is mine. You don't need to be chewing on that. You have 1,000 things you can chew on, and you chew on stuff exclusively that I don't want you to. Oh, kitty kisses. Maybe she cursed it. She probably did, the little shit. Did you just poop on my nice... You little shit. When I said little shit, I didn't... That wasn't me telling you to do that. God damn it. Well, I gotta clean anyway, so I guess it's fine. It's fine. And she's off. Well, I sure hope you guys enjoyed the story, where basically nothing happened. It was written fairly well. I will give it that. But nothing really happened in the story. You have all this potential in the stories, or you have the potential, but then you just kind of you Jimmy Buffett, you know, just straight up Margaritaville all over the place. You just don't no real imagination. Now I feel like we have read Ghost Next Door, or maybe that was one that it was on one of our list. Well, now that's over. I have 8 shroom edibles and some weed. I'm kind of surprised you didn't listen to it while on one of those, because I kind of feel like listening to these goofy ass stories would probably be a good time. I don't know. Maybe it's me. I kind of... My stomach has been making noise this whole time. But I'm not even hungry this time around. I'm gonna have to look up and see if we have done the Ghost Next Door, because if not, maybe we will have to do that one. But it looks familiar. All right, ladies and gents, I suppose I will let you go for the evening. I mean, it's oh, actually, I did finish around the time I thought I would. That's not bad. And a couple of beers. God, ooh, you're gonna go crossfaded, are you? God damn, you're braver than I. That's not something I could really do. I'm too chicken shit to do something like that. Alright, lates and gents. And non-binary haints. We got to go. Weed, yes, and a couple beers. Everybody say good night. Have a pleasant evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are. And I will see you guys more than likely next week. Peace out, Space Cadets. Always like that one. Nice. See you later.